Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to a Shot from the Point YouTube channel special. We're going over the trade line deadline, and hopefully, we get something big happen, because it hasn't really been all that exciting. As Mecca has reminded me, a lot of the deals last year were done before the actual deadline itself. There wasn't anything super explosive. The major deals really include Christopher Stieg heading to Los Angeles. Obviously, the Eric Stahl trade. The Rangers always love to steal the spotlight when it comes to trade deadline time. It's a regular tradition of theirs. There's other side stories like Eddie Scazzeri. That was a guy. That's somebody from New York. None of you guys know. Scazzeri going back to Los Angeles, part of the 2012 Kings team. And maybe playing on a line with Drew Doughty. That's actually kind of interesting, too. Some of the more recent news out there, Winnick to the Caps and Leach to the Maple Leafs. I'm not going to pretend I know any of the smaller players or anything like that. We're mostly going to stick to the major moves. I'm not Doug Doug, I don't know. Sounds like the two guys, sounds like Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas. Bog and Doug McKenzie.
Let's call him Mr.
Mr. Yeah, well, he's great. And if you don't like fan broadcasts, go to him, because we're just going to wrap, and we're going to take this at very least to 3 p.m. right after the deadline, and hopefully something happens. In that time, you got something to say, say it. Where's the goddamn phone number on here? I don't see the phone number. Oh, that's bizarre. It's on there, but it's not on there. It says French.
Oh, he's not?
No, the phone number's not on there. It's totally bizarre. There's some kind of weird. That's totally weird. It says Matt and Frenchie. I don't know if it got discolored or... That's so fucking weird. The phone number's gone. No, I gotta fix that right now. I have no idea what happened here. That is about as bizarre as it gets. Man.
Fix it right now.
Yeah. Jesus Christmas. And I don't know. Call 718. Here we go. Call 718. What the hell's our phone number?
395
7660. I have 7660 because I know I'll remember it. 76 years I was born. Call or Skype. Put the @ sign to be cool. Hip. That's what the kids are doing. They're not writing @ they're putting the @ sign. That's the cool kids do. At shot from everybody can see how bad I can type. From the point. One word. There you go. And it's up, and I have no idea why it went down. That's really strange. I've never seen that before. That's a first. There's a first. What's happened, everybody? Let's check out the chat, of course. Card Johnson. Oh, what the fuck was that? I don't know. Card Johnson. I heard my own voice. Terry. And then we got a long way to go. All right. Where do you want to start this off with? What's your favorite trade so far, Frenchie Ben? What has you interested the most?
Favorite trades? It's a good question. I really like the Eric Stahl trade for the Rangers. That's the first one that comes to my mind.
Why is that? I mean, does this feel to you? I mean, me as a Ranger fan, it seems like the same old stuff. Aging veteran. I mean, admittedly, he's only 32. It just doesn't. I don't know. He does have cup experience as an upside. Certainly, he was an elite player for a long time in the NHL. Those days are long over, it seems. I suppose you could look at it. A new scenery could reignite his career. That's very possible. But does this really put the Rangers in a position to win the Stanley Cup any more than if they didn't have him in the first place, Frenchie?
Yes, I think so. Because Eric Stahl, as you said, he's kind of depressed over the last years because nothing is going on in Carolina. And now that he moved, everything around the scenery is going to change. So it's going to motivate him And I think he's a big horse. He's the prototypical big center that every team wants. He has talent. He has strength. He's one of the few guys who can play against Zdeno Chara and don't look bad. I mean,
that is a good point. And he's not that old. He actually should be coming. He's been playing an awful team for many years. This could reignite his career. This could change the Rangers the way they look. A healthy Eric Stahl wouldn't hurt anybody's. It really wouldn't hurt anybody's locker room. He was a captain. He's Stanley Cup experience, which is really important, super important. The Rangers are certainly going to make the playoffs this year. But it does feel, and I hope I'm wrong, and I'll happily admit that I am, that this is a very typical Rangers have to do something at the deadline. The Rangers always have to sort of steal the show every year, no matter what. And I only remember a monster trade working for them once. Phil Esposito, Guy Lafleur, Eric Lindros, Wayne Gretzky, Pat LaFontaine, Pavel Bure, Mark Messier, the only monster that actually changed the outside. I'm not saying Eric Stahl's in Mark Messier's class, but I don't really see this. I think we'll probably forget about this towards the end of the summer. Of course, having a little more firepower is definitely needed with Kevin Nash. I'm thinking wrestling. Rick Nash being out of the lineup. But you don't know if Rick Nash being in the lineup, especially in the playoffs, is going to make a lick of difference. How do you feel about this, Mecca Matt?
The Rangers had to do this. And I'll tell you why. They're so near that Stanley Cup. They have a short window, so they have their core already in place. They need to add small pieces like Eric Stahl. Wow. Now, don't expect him to be that superstar he was when they won the Stanley Cup. But he's going to add a little bit to your team, and I like that you touched that he was on Carolina, a team that's not really good. So we tend to underestimate players like that who are on crap teams. And I think this is a really good move. You guys didn't really give away that much.
No, not really. No, it wasn't.
So it's a low risk, high reward. I don't see how this can bite you in the ass.
Yeah. I guess being a New York fan, no, you're right. It can't bite us in the ass. It really can. We can always get rid of him.
Until the end of the season, he's going to cost you less than $1 million.
You're both you guys 100% right. I guess I'm responding to the overestimation of what a deal like this brings from sort of the reaction of what I'm seeing from Ranger fans. That's really what I'm responding to. It's not. We're not in that much better position than we were before Stahl got there. It's just not the case. Does it hurt? No. But is it a guaranteed cup? Well, I watched two teams last night. They're called the Chicago Blackhawks and the Washington Capitals. Their goalie on the Capitals, Brandon Holtby, is on his way to beat Marty Brodeur single season records. The Chicago Blackhawks are the closest thing to a dynasty that I've seen since the Edmonton Oilers, and I think they're actually better than some of those Red Wings teams that I saw during the dead puck era. And they're simply amazing. I don't see how the Rangers are ready for that kind of competition. And I think they have a much better chance against the Capitals than they do against the Blackhawks, just with this trade. So it's very difficult for me as a Ranger fan to get super excited about this trade.
But every team... Oh, go.
No, go. No, I was done.
Every team in the East has a chance. Washington is alone right now. With this move, the Rangers... and the Florida Panthers are contenders right now. And I'm not quite sure that the Rangers are done yet. Because maybe it means by getting Eric Stahl that somebody is going to get moved. And it could be Nash. It could be, I don't know, Brassard or Stepan or I don't know.
That's even better point. I mean, like I said, the Rangers like to steal the show. It wouldn't shock me terribly if the New York Rangers made some kind of mega move in the next 2 hours. Yeah. We have, let's see, 1 hour, about 50 minutes to go to the trade deadline as we speak. 718-395-7660. Do you have do you have a wish? Do you think Michael Grabner, who's probably in play, is coming to your team? Do you
Michael Grabner isn't coming to my team, but another Michael Bodker, just got traded to the Avalanche.
Michael Bodker, there it is, $3.5 million on a cap hit at 26. Michael Bodker of the Arizona Coyotes, and he's going where?
To the Avalanche.
To the Avs. I don't know if that's going to make or break their season either, but
they
it's
didn't
definitely...
say who they gave away, but I'm really curious to find out because I wanted him on the Canadiens.
No, well, there you go. I really don't think that makes a huge difference for the Avalanche. See, I don't have a lot of faith in that team. They've disappointed me way too much. But that being said, I really didn't see the Avalanche being able to make any big moves. So it's certainly not going to hurt their playoff chances. Where exactly are the Avalanche at in the standings? I'm mildly interested. This is a big move for sure. Probably the first big one of the night.
Yeah.
The Avalanche is in 8th place in the West.
8th place in the West, so they're hanging on.
Yeah.
Boy, what are Bodker's stats looking like this year over in Phoenix?
He has an okay season.
He's having an okay season. So it's not going to, they got Minnesota on their tail, who has been playing, I think they're playing better than their late. They're 500 of late, 5-5 in their last 10. Vancouver's playing losing hockey. Arizona, they're done. Calgary, Winnipeg, Edmonton, they're all finished. Edmonton's fun to watch, though. I will say that. Guess why? McJesus.
About Mikhail Bodker, in 62 games, he has 13 goals, 26 assists, 39 points, but he's awful in the plus-minus with minus 28.
And we can't, considering just how bad Arizona is, I don't think you can count that against him. I think you'd have to say that Bodker trade is going to improve Colorado. They're on the cusp right now. This is a really big move now that I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
This is a good move.
But he's the worst. He's the worst in the plus-minus with Arizona.
Yeah, but I don't give plus-minus a lot of thought unless you're a defenseman. And wait a minute, is he? He's not a defenseman, is he?
No, he's a left winger.
Yeah, he's a left wing. I really don't give it, and especially a team as bad as Arizona. Remember, everybody's young over in Arizona. It's a team that's got a lot of talent. They're sort of in the position the Edmonton Oilers were a couple years ago with all their first-round draft picks. So I don't. This is a big move. It's it's within the are they honestly I don't know. So I'm looking at the wild card. Yeah, no, this is a big move. And considering they're on the cusp, the Colorado's got 68 points. The next closest team is Nashville with 73 points, and the Minnesota Wild being 2 points ahead. This could be the difference between them making that final wild card spot. Nashville, they got a little distance on them. Having 73 points to 68. This is a good move. What do you think?
The Avalanche gave players away, and the most notable one is Alex Tanguay.
Tanguay.
Oh. They moved Tanguay.
What does Tanguay's stats look like? We could
I don't know, but he's at the cusp of his career.
I'm going to tell you that.
Okay, we'll get that up there.
Doesn't sound like
the more and more I think about this deal, the more and more I like it.
Oh, Tanguay, yeah, I love this deal.
In 52 games, he has 4 goals, 18 assists, and he's often injured.
Often injured. So this is not a really loose situation for the guy. Look, they're holding on to the last spot, and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make the playoffs. I mean, a lot of this game is just getting the tournament. That's all that matters at the end of the day. And this is a really nice move.
And once in the tournament, anything can happen.
Yeah. Once you're in, that's it.
Yeah.
The Kings backed into the playoffs the year they won in 2012. And although it was a pretty rough division at that time, I don't know. They didn't call it the Pacific back then, did they? I forget. They've changed the names. Why not go back to the Patrick, Smythe, Campbell Conference, the Wales Conference, right, Frenchie Ben?
What have you said?
I want the Wales and the Patrick division.
Yes.
Smythe. Do you know Mecca Matt over here wasn't even born? He's always only known.
He wasn't conceived.
Yeah, because you weren't a glint in your old man's eye.
It was good old time hockey.
Yeah.
But in Michael Bodker case, he's one of the few Danish player.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that this summer, he's one of the youngest talented UFAs. So maybe it's a move from Colorado that they will try to sign him before the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And they could go for 6 years with that guy.
That would be super. That would be super.
And when the Canadians were still a contending team, now forget about it. I really wanted him on our team because, there's a Danish player that we have called Eller, and he's a Danish player.
Mm-hmm.
I assume they're going to have great chemistry together. Apparently, they loathe each other. Apparently, it's hatred.
Sometimes that necessarily, that's pretty funny. Only two Scandinavians in the same room and they can't get along. Go figure. Let's say hello to everybody in the chat. I'm going to read some of the comments. Of course, Corin Johnson in New Zealand, Terry in Winnipeg, Carl Gibney. What's going on? Look, isn't she sweet? She put my number in there, 718-395-7660. And of course, you can give us a call. Debbie in Texas. Good grief, this is like watching grass grow. I hope you're not talking about us. Just the trade deadline. Trade Boddicker to Colorado. We got that already. Pittsburgh boy, good to see you in the chat. Frank from Staten Island. Fuck science. Found what I'm doing this period. Oh shit. Yeah, that's good. Ruin your whole life over a dumb hockey show. Oh God, you're just like I was when I was a teenager.
Yeah, but I'm listening to the French broadcast of it, and everybody is kind of sleepy.
Everybody's sleeping. Well, Here, look. Let's talk from my perspective, okay? I want Steve Stamkos to go because I want to make money. I want to make a lot of money. So, if you look at this as a charity case, Like, sub, share, send it around, get people in here, and make sure you give us a call. 718-395-7660, 718-395-7660. I don't see the Finnish news flash in there. What has he got here? Trade. Everyone thought that he would move. Mikhail Bodker. Okay, he's up there. See, he's doing his own thing on his own timeline and probably listening to the NHL broadcast instead of us.
One other thing that is interesting in the Bodker trade from Colorado, Colorado traded Connor Bleakley.
Mm-hmm.
He was a first rounder, 23rd overall in 2014. He's a center who shoots right.
And he's hitting, so is this guy a highly touted prospect, Connor Bleakley?
Maybe not highly, but he's a first rounder.
First rounder overall. So that definitely
RDS said most notably Alex Tanguay. So I'm assuming he's not as good as Alex Tanguay.
No. Okay. Well, we're gonna certainly find out. I mean, there's a lot of the first round draft pick has a lot of probably. I don't know. It gives you a little ammunition. Maybe that's wrong, right? Look, you could always say, "Hey, that's a first-round draft pick," even if you know the guy's not going to be a first-round type draft pick player.
And I don't think in that case that Tanguay is happy about that trade.
Yeah. I'm looking at Ryan Lampert wrote an article. I haven't read it yet. I'll be honest. What we learned, how much the Panthers' moves help. So I guess Lampert's going to die on the cross that the Panthers are a freak. Does anybody think the Panthers are a freak right now? First place, going into March. I mean, does anybody in their right mind think the Panthers are not, maybe not a playoff threat, but more than likely they're in the playoffs? Am I wrong here, Matt?
They are in the playoffs.
It's bottom line. It's for this guy to write how this thing was a fluke and they'd be fighting for a playoff spot or not be in it. And now he's writing an article criticizing their moves, going to the advanced stats to justify his argument. And just like the Calgary Flames last year, I'm sure they'll defy all his hockey chemistry that he does. And because most of the shit is subjective and most of these reporters they just can't come to admit it. There's no science to this. It's just hockey. That's all it is. Yeah. That's all it is.
The difference with the Panthers this year is that they have more talent and they have depth.
They do have a lot more depth. What's his name? The guy who's playing in the line with guy with the Russian name plays in the line with Yager all the time. He's had a big season. I cannot remember.
Barkov?
Barkov, yeah, who was showing some things last year. Of course, Yager being amazing at his age.
Huberdeau has a good season.
He has a good season as well. Ekblad is turning into the player that a first-round draft pick should. Aaron Ekblad. And let's give Strombo a little credit. Luongo is having a decent season. And every time, just about every time, Manny Malhotra, who's the backup is? Am I thinking? I'm not thinking of Manny Malhotra.
Montoya.
Right? Montoya. Manny Malhotra used to play for the Stars. Sorry. Every time Montoya's been called to back up, he's come through big. He's got ridiculous numbers. So, yeah, I don't think this team's a fluke. I think you have to give a little credit. Folks talking about Haynes in New Jersey, or Hines, or whatever his name is, or Deadpool, as Jake Link likes to call him, because he looks like Deadpool burnt. Let's give a little credit to the Quebecer himself, Gerard Gallant. Definitely Jack Adams.
I don't think he's material. A Quebecer.
He's not a Quebecer. Oh, is he?
I'm gonna check.
Is he at the part that Marchman's from? Because there's another part of there's another part of French Canada that's not in Quebec, right?
I think he's from the Maritime. I'm gonna check.
Okay.
The Canadians really started sucking once Gallant left the coach's bench.
Good point.
Gerard Gallant, he was born on the PEI, Prince Edward Island.
No kidding.
Canada.
Oh. Is that the other part of French Canada? Because you told me once there's two parts of French Canada. I'm going to get my geography straight. There's the part that Marchand's from, and there's, of course, the traditional Quebec area. Is that right? Is that Prince Edward a French area?
No, you have different pockets. Let's say in northern Ontario, there's a lot of Frenchies there.
Okay.
Also in Manitoba, but there is less and less, and some in New Brunswick.
In New Brunswick, New Jersey. That boy, things have changed since I left. Oh, New Brunswick, Canada. I lived about 10 minutes from New Brunswick growing up, home of Rutgers University.
Because Gerard Gallant, I don't think he speaks French, but when he was in the juniors, he played in Quebec, and he also coached in Montreal, so
he knows
that's why
culture.
People think that. And his name is Francophone also.
Yeah, he's a Francophone, so that helps. That's the most important thing in Montreal, that you have a French last name. Anywhere else, you'd be in court for racism or discrimination, but not for the Habs.
They traded Weiss for a French guy. They applauded once he took the opening face-off.
Oh, just because he was French?
Yeah.
Well, how many French players are left? Is he the only French player in Montreal now?
Well, they don't really do that with players. They do it more so with coaching staff. But the players, there's Desharnais and Beaulieu.
Barberio.
Yeah.
I mean, I get the hometown guy thing. Ryan Callahan was a New York guy. He was from New York, right? I dug that. He's New York State, not New York City. But I don't get it when it goes beyond winning. I believe in a meritocracy. I'm a little stupid, I guess. You want to put the best hockey guys. And even Frenchie Ben, who has admitted to me that it would be nice if everybody was French like in the old days, right? You've admitted that to me.
I want just because it's possible, I would do so. Because I think when you play for your hometown team, come playoff times, you do better.
You do better. But bottom line,
so.
You want to win a cup, though, right? I mean, you've also said that to me. It would be nice. But, I mean, can you imagine?
In today's world, maybe if we could have 3 or 4, but not just grinders, but superstars.
Superstars. Well, yeah. It'd be nice if you had Denis
Is
Savard.
there really any left?
Is there any French superstars left?
Superstars, no.
No, there really isn't. God, I grew up Denis Savard, Guy Lafleur when I was a kid. He's one of the best hockey players I ever saw in my life. Of course, Patrick
One guy I would like on defense is Marc-Edouard Vlasic. He plays for San Jose.
Is he? I can't say I know who he is. And he's a big tough guy, or what's his role?
He's more a defensive defenseman, a stay-at-home guy, but he's a good complete player.
That is
He played for Canada at the Olympics.
Oh, no kidding. You know, it's funny. Well, why was Don Cherry complaining that they didn't send any grinders? So he's got a gold medal, this guy we're talking.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't know. Why is Don Cherry screaming, moaning, crying about no grinders being on Team Canada? I seem to remember that during Stahli.
Well, he's not really a grinder. He's a stay-at-home defenseman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another guy. Well,
yeah, he's a bit like a Boomister. He's a guy who eats minutes.
You know what the thing is, though? And I wouldn't say this if I didn't have my own dumb YouTube channel. Wouldn't it be crazy if I was from Boston and I said that I think it would be better if the Boston Celtics were still white? I mean, see, you remember that, Frenchie. Matt doesn't. When I was a kid, they were the last white team in the national in the basketball, and they were good. They won a lot of championships.
Because of Larry Bird.
Yeah, basically Larry Bird. And there's some other good guys. There's some other great players on that team as well. But I mean, yeah, it's just bizarre. Win. All I want is win. Win.
Yeah, but in Montreal, we don't win, and we are not French.
Well,
so we don't have nothing.
Our coaching staff is entirely French.
Yeah. Well, it's always been that way.
I think part of the reason we didn't fire Michel Therrien yet is that we don't know who to replace him with.
I think you're right. I think he's definitely gone by this summer. And I think if Bergevin wants to keep his job, he's gonna have to do something. But I think
Deborah
that's exactly
said,
right.
I don't understand I want all French players staff things. I remember there was a year Jacques Martin got fired.
Mm-hmm.
And just as a replacement until we get a new coach, there was the English guy.
Mm-hmm.
They almost ripped his head off, Tommy.
The media, right?
Yeah, it was like on the front page of the news.
That's so bizarre.
Yeah, but also at the same time, people were tired of what was his name? The GM, Pierre.
Gauthier, yeah,
the guy who called Pierre Gauthier. He was calling everybody Mister.
Mm-hmm.
And he was managing the team like it was the 1850s.
Yeah. And I don't think Bergevin's done that good a job either.
I don't think so either. I think he should be gone.
He's playing entirely off of Gauthier's players. Subban, Pacioretty, Price. These aren't his players.
This is the team that Gauthier built.
The reason why I envy teams like the Panthers or teams like the Rangers is that they're on the cusp and they get the necessary pieces to go even further and get that Stanley Cup. We are so close to that Stanley Cup. We have the core players.
Mm-hmm.
What does he do? He's notorious for getting third and fourth liners and then playing them on our first line. Mr. Bergevin, we're not going to win a Stanley Cup like that.
Ooh.
It was this off season.
Look at him.
We could have made a big move, get a good young right winger or left winger. No, he hasn't done anything. He got Paul Byron, who couldn't even make the Calgary team.
That's a good point. You know, it's so crazy with the Habs, and it's so nutty with the Habs because I really thought they were the best team in hockey by the beginning of November, hands down. There was a look in Pacioretty's eye. Of course, Price was way on top of his games. I remember they dismantled the Rangers early in that season, and they were just rolling. And
yeah, but we lost Gallagher and Price. But at the same time, Michel Therrien, he never adjusted.
But
that's one of the problems with him.
But that falls into what Matt's saying. They've stripped their own depth. So like you're going to have injuries. Every Michel Therrien knows that he's going to have a Price out, a Gallagher, a Subban, a Pacioretty out. It's how you move guys around after that. It just happens. It's a part of hockey. You're going to get injuries. Now, if you're trading for guys that can't make the team, can't make the Calgary Flames, when those injuries happen, you've got nothing. You've got no depth. You're stripping the depth, and I think Bergevin should go. I think Therrien should go, whether it's his fault or not. I don't understand this John Tortorella-like move to throw PK under the bus, even though I do have a problem with the way he plays sometimes, if I was a Habs fan. But I don't understand, how does that help? Is it just that we're going to blame the player so all the French guys can keep their job next year? No! You should all be out of work.
And especially that PK is the only player actually trying when our Captain Phantom, hasn't done anything.
No, he's been out.
It was a bizarre season.
Long gone.
Yeah.
And Bergevin, to me, Therrien must go this summer. But Bergevin, I give him till July. But I don't like this season.
I don't. Well,
I really don't like his work this year.
The trade deadline clock is 1 hour 27 minutes to go. 1 hour 27 minutes. Hopefully, there's big names. I have some of the guys that were. I'm seeing Chris Russell in play.
Calgary.
Timo Ruutu in play. 32-year-olds cap at $3.8 million. And that's all that's really I got up here so far.
If the Devils trade, maybe they will get rid of Stempniak.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want for today for your own team? Let's say
me for the Rangers.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care.
I know what I want. I want a big move.
You want a big
Last year
anything.
at the trade deadline, like the past 2 years, if I forget Petrie, which I think is Bergevin's only good move, we've gotten players like Flynn, like Mitchell. No one you're going to win the Stanley Cup with.
Yeah.
I want a big trade.
You just want a big move. But here's the thing. As a Ranger fan, if it's a team that makes a big move every single year, okay, and sometimes every single summer, it doesn't change anything. Now, it doesn't really change anything, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you guys are not going to the playoffs this year, more than likely, unless something absolutely insane happens. Forget John Scott. They'll be making movies about the Canadians if they make the playoffs this year. It doesn't necessarily. You don't know how he's going to gel. You don't know how it's going to work. Big moves don't solve all your problems. I'll tell you what solves your problems: having a system like they have in Chicago. From that general manager and that organization is the best hockey organization I've ever seen in my life. Even during a really stingy cap, they go to the KHL. They get rid of Brendan Saad. They replace him with something else. When they make trades for a player like Andrew Ladd, they make the Winnipeg Jets pick up a decent percentage of his salary. I mean, that's the way you do it.
That's right.
That's
their
the way
assets.
Yeah.
And they keep all the good, and they trade everybody around.
Yeah.
And everybody keeps being hungry.
And
Montreal should do that also.
And to answer Matthew Kazar's question, it's not just making a big move. It's from the AHL to the juniors and to the general manager to the coach, and they're all on the same page, and they all have a vision. And I don't think that's the case in Montreal. I think there's a lot of guys over there that just want to be a part of the organization. And I think that's your biggest problem over there.
And part of that's on the coach. He's made some bonehead decisions. I don't know why Byron gets to play more than Galchenyuk, who's clearly our best forward.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're ruining that kid's career.
Let's talk about some of the big trades that just happened. I'm going to talk about it right now. Enough about the Habs. I gave you your spot.
Sorry.
No, it's nothing sorry about.
Away.
No, I don't blame you. I think it was a good conversation. Here we go. How come I don't... Is this thing sucks or what? 19 minutes ago and I don't have a Bodker trade on here? What kind of ticker is this? Oh, of course, it's from the NHL.com. What the shit? I don't have it on there. The trade tracker. What kind of tracker is this? It doesn't have the Mikhail Bodker trade. February 29th. Ah, it's unbelievable. Somebody send me a good trade track. Let's see. Watch trade
the tracker. NHL is not the best on the trade deadline.
Yeah.
They take a lot of time.
No. If you watch the stupid TV show, 1 minute, 24 seconds. Jesus Christmas. I'm about to chew my eyeballs out. Oh God, I wish I could do it. Mikhail Bodker's on the phone right now with the NHL dorks, but I can't turn that on. Of course, Michael Bodker going to the Colorado Avalanche from the Phoenix Coyotes. Alex Tangate involved in that trade. Definitely, I think we all agree that it's a good move. It's a hang-on move. Hopefully, they can get him going and hang on to the final playoff spot or wild card spot in the West. And I think they're just trying to get in the game. Let me ask you something else. Patrick Roy's job in trouble if they don't make the playoffs. Frenchie?
If they don't, it's possible, yes. By the way, in the chat, I don't know if it's true. I'm searching for it, but Chris Russell to Dallas. That's what Debbie says.
That's probably pretty good information. She's always on the ball. Chris Russell to Dallas. Let's check my Twitter feed. I'm going to take that. NHL
That'd
waiver.
be a wonderful move by Dallas.
Pierre LeBron is also reporting. Debbie is reporting Chris Russell to Dallas in a pending trade to call. So that's the newest one. Chris Russell to Dallas in a pending trade. We'll get you more information as it comes in. That just broke right now. And that's according to Debbie in Texas and Mr. Pierre LeBron. Retweeted by Bob McKenzie. So we know this is good stuff. We go
Good stuff.
We'll get it.
Jonathan Drouin got traded, right?
No.
You know, I got a message from Sean Bonner last night. Drouin trade, how come it's not reported? Was his info good? And I didn't really, because I actually got caught up in the Ducks-Kings last night because it was an awesome game. So that's a really good point. Let's find out about the Drouin deal. Yeah. So could somebody look that up for me?
I heard that he got traded by the Ducks, but on RDS here they're talking like, what is Lightning going to do with Drouin, as if he wasn't traded yet?
No, he's not traded yet.
No, I didn't think he was traded either. And a lot of people think he is. Sean said, how come it was not reported as if it was? Like I said, I got caught up with the game last night. I was up late talking to Frenchie and watching hockey, watching Ducks Kings.
Yesterday they told that he was traded for Vatanen, but it's
just not true.
The case.
It's not true.
I'm hearing right now on the French broadcast that Eric Gélina, the left defenseman for the Devils, might be traded to Colorado, but it's only rumblings.
Okay, it's rumblings. Well,
and
I will
like
say
him
this
because, for example, Montreal, we need that. Every team has a tower on defense, and Eric Gélina is one of them. He's 6'6" or 6'7".
Chris Russell is down.
That's true, but I'll go ahead.
Sorry, Debbie's kidding them all. I tell you something. I'm going to bring this up for a second, okay? I'm going to bring this up for a second. Twitter has been really, really accurate. I mean, within the hour of pending talks with the Eric Staal trade in the New York Rangers, he was a New York Ranger. Chris Versteeg's, I got that out. Twitter has been really on the money with this stuff, so I highly recommend Twitter if you get. I've got Debbie saying Eric Gillen. How can I can't say Frenchy names.
Gélina.
Eric
Like
Gélina.
Gel.
This is also directly from Bob McKenzie. Colorado getting Eric Gélina from the New Jersey Devils pick and a pending trade. So we'll get that in as soon as we know something.
That we could have done in Montreal. I would have liked that move.
That actually wouldn't be horrible at all.
But oftentimes I see in the NHL, the teams crave, I want this big defenseman. I want the big tower on defense. And sometimes that can work, but it's really rare because for me, it's more appealing having a skating defenseman. We've seen Jared Cohen, who I think was a 9th overall pick. Jared Tenorti, who was a first-round pick. Luke Shen, who was supposed to be good, big defenseman. Year after year, I see them fail all the time. So I don't know if teams tend to overestimate players just because of their size. But for me, it's more appealing having a skating defenseman. But that being said, Gélina does have some potential.
Yeah.
It's funny. You wonder what, that's what the advanced stats guys are saying. When you make decisions, you make decisions based on math because you take a guy like Luke Shen. I mean, boy, did Patrick Glynn.
He was thrown in the mix too quickly by Toronto.
There's always other circumstances like that, mediating circumstances. But at the end of the day, whether you're it's what the advanced stats guy like to call the eye test, and a lot of times the eye test is made biased by people who want a player to succeed. They just want him to get the NHL and get the big contract. So they hear things about the player that are not necessarily true. The other way to do it, and this is what the analytics guys say, is to look at the numbers and to make your decisions almost strictly on the numbers on how they're going to improve your team. My feeling is both are a crapshoot, and a mix of both is probably the best way to come to a decision. So that's why I think you see so many young players. Drouin, I'm wondering about him, if he's as talented as he's been touted. And look, sometimes the scouts get it wrong. Sometimes the math doesn't live up to the science, so to speak. Sometimes the math, like Calgary Flames making the playoffs, going to the second round of the playoffs last year. None of it made mathematical sense, but they still did it. Here's another team, Florida Panthers, first place in the Central. Doesn't make mathematical sense, but they're there. That's the bottom line. Some of the top Corsi teams last year did not make the playoffs. The Sharks, the Bruins, the Los Angeles Kings. So
the Corsi is crap.
I think it's absolute
it's a question.
garbage.
It's a question of mix. That's why Eric Stahl I like, because it's something that you don't have.
I'm not saying I'm not these. I like these anti-stats people. Well, why don't you just call me a Holocaust denier while you're at it? Jesus. But that's the way these guys behave. They act like you're a Holocaust denier, or or denying evolution or something like that. But is there value in math? Well, first of all, the science of hockey analytics is new. It's new, and a lot of this is based on a film called Moneyball. By the way, baseball is a turn-based game. It's always been a mathematical game, and there's a lot of really interesting things like, bunting no longer being relevant in baseball, and there's a lot of ways to look at it. And I'm not saying that's not, but I get the feeling in hockey that there's a lot of confusion out there about how to evaluate talent because there's two different sides warring: the traditional scouts and the analytics guys, and they're at war. So I really wonder if we're going to see a lot of players come up, and they're just not that damn good. They're not that damn good because people would. It's more important for you. For your system to be the right way to pick who's good and who's not, whether it be analytics or the eye test, than it is actually just bottom line putting the best player on your team to improve your franchise. That's right. What I think's going on for the most part.
Yeah, it's a question of mix. And for example, Drouin, it's undeniable. The guy has great hands. He has a crazy offensive hockey sense. Mm-hmm. But we saw guys like that over the years. Do you remember Rob Schremp?
No, I don't.
Yeah,
Remind me.
I remember him.
Yeah.
Okay, that guy was advertised to be super good. Doug Wickenheiser at the time with the Canadians, and some players are really good in practice, mm-hmm. and it doesn't mesh come game time.
No,
I'm seeing right now Dale Weiss on my screen. Yeah. And Dale Weiss is not the greatest talented guy. Mm-hmm. So he went around with the Rangers, the Vancouver, and he mm-hmm. came in Montreal. And the guys, they have to manage time and space, mm-hmm. Especially the young players. When they come in, they have to manage how much time can I keep the puck, and where can I move. Mm-hmm. So they have to manage that. Galchenyuk is still learning that.
Sure.
And they improve year after year after year. And it's a question of mix, because when you compare with baseball, it's the most individual team sports. So you can't compare the two.
I don't know. And it's a turn-based game, too. And hockey's got an ice sheet and sticks, and sometimes the ice isn't good as it otherwise, and pucks get caught in the damnedest of places. I don't know how you can use a math equation to evaluate a player 100%. And that's what these analytics guys are saying. And I just think that's why there's a lot of... I think the next 10 years, we're going to see a lot of players that just simply did not belong in the league, because we have these two factions warring right now. And it's more about being right than improving your team, except in Chicago, where they do everything right.
And also, there's no number to determine whether if a player is going to decide to be invisible in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, like a Rick Nash or something like that. I got something else. Yeah. Guess who the most... With the possibility of Eric Lindros, guess who the most talented player? This guy was more talented than some of my favorite players, like Jerome McGinley. The most talented player, hands down, skating, hands. And this guy is not going to the Hall of Fame. In the last 25 years, Alexei Kovalev. You saw him in this. So but did he ever have a 50-goal season? No. He was supposed to be Ovechkin, before Ovechkin. Just because you have the talent, it doesn't mean it's going to transfer to the NHL game. It doesn't.
When that guy was on, he was on.
He was amazing. Alex Semin, there's another guy. Yeah. It doesn't mean it's going to... Just because you can play Red Army hockey, and Red Army hockey's beautiful, and I admit that, it doesn't mean it's going to transfer to the smaller rinks. It doesn't necessarily going to mean it's going to transfer to the KHL. Look at Happy Louis Kovalchuk over there. His stats aren't so good right now. Sergei Zubov benched his ass. Some of it's attitude. Honestly, you want to evaluate hockey players and talent, evaluate the teams as a group psychologically. If the teams are motivated and they are on the same page and they believe the system, more than likely they will win more often than they don't.
It's a big part of it.
Yeah.
Many of Semen's old teammates said he had more raw talent than Ovechkin, but he was just as lazy as a slug.
Yeah. I don't think Kovalov... Yeah, I thought he was lazy as a slug, too. And I don't think Kovalov was lazy. I just think that he couldn't see the game through the NHL prism. And he was a very good player. Played Montreal, Pittsburgh, New York. We even got him back for a little minute. I wish we'd have kept him. Because it reminded me of... and he's talking, his 43-year-old ass is talking about coming back, which is never going to happen.
Kovalov, he was working like a millennial. Let's say he was the type of player who would say to his coach, let me 2 minutes on the power play and I'll produce.
Yeah.
And the coach would say to him, work, and then you'll be 2 minutes on the power play.
That's true. Because that's
the fighting that was going on.
That's true. No, there's a lot of that. Because he did believe a lot in his abilities, but I got to be honest with you, they never really... Kovalov was a very good NHLer. I'm not going to say he wasn't. But he did not live up to what he was touted of. I clearly remember saying in the Hockey News that this guy may outplay Eric Lindros for the Rookie of the Year that year. And he did.
I think I heard once Wayne Gretzky say the most talented player he ever saw is Kovalov.
Kovalov. No, he was ridiculous.
I remember at the All-Star game in 2009, he was in the scales shootout. He freaking flipped the puck up onto the back of his neck.
I mean, yeah. Gifted.
And as soon in Montreal as he had the C when Koivu was injured, he was playing like crazy.
I met Alex when he's only a few years older than me. I met Alex when he was first in the Rangers, like 19 or 20 years old, and he was a little bit immature. You know, he was a little like Ovi is when he's being silly. He laughed a lot. I mean, it's probably because he was uncomfortable with the language. He didn't become that type of an adult. I mean, he was, pretty much together. He was never in major trouble or anything like that. No. But he did clash with his sort of childish behavior. And I think it's because things came easy to him all growing up. And then, don't forget, Kovalov grew up in the Soviet Union. He had to make that transition to go to New York City. It's not easy. And from what I understand, there's videos of him on YouTube giving puck handling lesson. And his English is a lot better than it was 20 years ago. If you're a young hockey player or you just want to get better at something, Kovalov's the guy to listen to. So, all right, enough about Alex. I'm about ready to run some ads. And
I have to trade for Eric Jelena. He's supposed to have been traded for a third rounder in 2017, which pisses me off because Bergevin should have done that.
Should have made that.
Jelena rounder only?
Yeah, in 2017.
2017.
Whoa.
He's a Frenchie. He's a left defenseman. He has a big shot. He's a power play guy. So, yeah.
I would have done that in a heartbeat.
Chris Russell to the Flames for a second rounder and 2 suspects.
2 unusual suspects.
A third.
That's it.
No.
Jake
Maybe
Link
it's
was
not
talking.
complete.
What's that? Was Jake Link talking about?
Yeah, we're talking to Jake Link, I think, a month or 2 ago, and he was saying, "Oh yeah, I think Jelena for Galchenyuk could be a decent trade."
Yeah, that's completely reasonable.
Do you remember that, Ben?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
Well, here, yeah, that would be all right. I got the final on who's going where with the Chris Russell trade. Chris Russell heads to Dallas from Calgary, and Calgary gets Yuri. Oh boy, I wish Pure was here.
Yoki
Paka, Brett Pollock, and it's a conditional second round pick. Obviously, Calgary looking to build on a very disappointing season over there. I was really hoping they'd play I was really hoping they'd do a lot better. They were so much fun to watch last year, the Flames, and I think Johnny Hockey's going to go on to be the face of the league. Let's see, Yuri.
Colorado is moving.
What's that?
Colorado is moving. They're improving.
They're definitely making improvements. There's no doubt. Yuri Yakopola, he's the other guy I mentioned this match. He is a Finnish professional ice hockey player. I'm reading it directly from Wikipedia, obviously. He's 24 years old, born 1991, 6'3", 192 pounds, and wow, he's a big defensive boy, and of course he will head to what you call it, Colorado. Super.
You said he's 24?
He's 24 years old. And I really want, I'll tell you what I want. I want something big to happen. I want Steve Yzerman to go back on his word.
Yeah, but this will happen between maybe 3 and 4.
I know.
I think so. Brett Pollock, he's a center. He's 19 years old, 6'3", almost 200 pounds, and he's a second rounder from Dallas.
Well, we've done 50 minutes. You want to take 10 off? What do you think?
It's your choice.
Yes, I think we all need a rest. That's a long time. We don't got the option of doing commercials here. You know, I think a lot of ways live YouTube broadcasters are tough. McKenzie gets to go take a piss between a commercial.
He does, yes.
Yeah, we don't get any of that shit. But I think it's time to take a break.
Been holding it in this whole time.
Have you really?
Yeah.
You know, that makes me proud of you.
Thank you.
It does.
I do my best for the show.
I know you do. I think you do. All right, everybody, let's take a break. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. And anything big happens. 1 hour to go in the trade deadline. We'll see you all real soon. All right, everybody. We'll be right back. right, everybody, we're back. We're bad. We're in command. I'm joined with Mecca Macazar, Frenchie Ben. I'm Tommy C. We're going to the trade deadline. Some of the stuff that I've just received right now, the New Jersey Devils require a third-round draft pick in 2016 in exchange for Eric Jelinas. Frenchie Ben and Macazar, being big Habs fans that they are, not very happy about that because that could have been probably a really good deal for the Habs, and I don't expect that the Habs to really make any new moves whatsoever. Mikhail Bodner heading to the Colorado Avalanche. Of course, the Avalanche holding on to a spot, the final wild card spot in the West, hoping that this particular trade will keep them in that position and possibly a little better, Is anybody with me right now? Yeah, Mr. Frenchie Ben's here.
Do you want to go through all the trades since yesterday? Because people in the chat, I think some of them wants to hear about them.
Okay, do you want to go over the majors? Let's go over the majors from the last, I guess, from Friday. Do you want to do that? Like the ones that are significant, and then maybe in Friday, about 15 minutes, we'll go over every single one. I really don't see much purpose in that, but I will let the chat decide. We want to go over every trade thus far. Is that what they want?
I don't know necessarily. I know that they talk about the little trades and the little moves.
They are talking about the little trades. Well, we got to give the people what they want, Frenchie Ben. Do you have that in front?
Give the people what they want.
We got to give the people what they want. Is Eriksson going to be on the move, Jesse Admiral? I think yes, because from what I understand, what's been told to me, that he's been offered a pretty generous deal by the Bruins. We have 1 hour to go. Unless he's accepted it, and they're going to announce that after, because we got 1 hour to go before this is over. Really, around 57 minutes. I think it's really good chance that we're going to hear about Eriksson moving somewhere else. That's what I think. All right, Frenchie Ben, do you have him right in front of you? You want to go over them?
Yeah. I can go fast about that.
Go ahead.
Since Saturday, James Reimer was traded from Toronto to the Sharks
Lucky
for
him.
essentially for the goalie Alex Stahli and the right winger Ben Smith. Then the Calgary Flames traded Yuri Udler to the Florida Panthers for a second rounder and a fourth rounder.
Big move. Let me interrupt you real quick. I'm going to interrupt you on some of these. I apologize. It is very obvious to me that with the Yuri Udler trade, that the Florida Panthers are trying not just to make the playoffs, obviously, because they're in a good position. They're going to try to make a dent. They're going to give these guys as much Stanley Cup experience as possible. They want to be more than a first-round team. So I think that was a really incredible move by. If it doesn't work out, it shows that the Florida Panthers organization wants to win, and they don't want to be the joke of the league that nobody shows up for. Keep going, Frenchie.
And maybe there's a Jagger touch in that trade. Because they know each other from the Czech Republic.
Oh, okay. So maybe you can want to play with Yogs. Maybe Yogs wants to play with him to teach the next generation. Keep going, buddy.
Okay, so Teddy Purcell was traded from Edmonton to Florida too for a third rounder. And then the defenseman Jakub Kindl was traded from Detroit to Florida for a sixth rounder. Kindl is also from Czech Republic.
I didn't. Yeah, that's okay. So maybe you're onto something, Frenchie. Keep rolling.
The defenseman Justin Schultz was traded from Edmonton to Pittsburgh for a third rounder. He's offensively gifted. Maybe a change of scenery will help him. And the guy makes a lot of money. I think it's 3.7 or 3.9 millions.
Big cap hit there.
There was a big AHL trade between Buffalo and Ottawa. 7 players were into that. Nothing big. Only Alex Guptill went from Ottawa to Buffalo. And then, of course, there's the Eric Stahl trade.
Probably the biggest one, and the Rangers doing what they usually do, grabbing all the attention.
And since yesterday, Chris Versteeg was traded to LA for the right winger Valentin Zikov and a fifth rounder. Then I think it's the son of Ray Bork. Ryan Bork was traded from the Rangers to the Capitals for Chris
Rene Bork, and I thought he was put on waivers, and I don't think they're related. Could you check into that, Kazar, if he's...
It's not Rene, though. It's Ryan.
Ryan Bork.
Yeah, but I saw him, and he has the same face as...
Oh, really? Can we check into that, Matt? Oh, keep going, Frenchie.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go. Yesterday, Daniel Winnick and a fifth rounder was traded from Toronto to the Capitals for Brooks Laich, Connor Carrick, and a second rounder. Okay. And Brooks Laich, this is a money trade kind of, because Brooks Laich is the prototypical third line center, and Daniel Winnick is a good left winger that makes half his money.
Yeah. Okay. So that's trying to free up some cap space over there.
Yeah, and his dad is Ray Bork.
No kidding. Is he a defenseman, Ryan Bork?
No, a left winger, I think.
Forward.
Yeah, oh, he's a left forward, not like his old man. How about that? Oh, I haven't really heard too much about Ray Bork's son, to be honest with you. Well, it just goes to show you. I mean, DNA has something to do with it just to make the NHL. Anything else? So far I'd say the Versteeg, the Stahl trade, and to me, some of the moves that the Hoodler and some of the other moves that the Florida made to improve their team. I want to talk about one real quick, Frenchie, about Scazzeri heading back to Los Angeles. I don't know if you guys caught it, that they gave Scazzeri in Los Angeles a real sort of welcome back. And it looks like he may be playing on a line with Drew Doughty. Maybe they'll mix up Muzzin and Doughty with him. And it was kind of looking like Scazzeri's career was over in Washington. And he goes back, welcome with open arms. He knows the system over there. He knows the coaching staff. Most of the team, most of the LA Kings are pretty much still together. They get back a guy that knows the system. And it was just, I don't know, it was kind of heartwarming, I guess, to see how much LA fans and that organization, who have been pretty much a rock, a little down spiral last year, but that could have went a couple different ways. If Calgary wasn't playing so well or snuck into the playoffs. And Calgary, of course, eliminating the Kings in the playoffs last year. And no, I don't know. I don't know if anybody caught that. It was really, really great. And I just, Jesse Armel, he turned down a 4-year, $21 million contract. I think he answered your own question. I think we hear about, unless there's some kind of major screw up, the Bruins probably will deal Eriksson within the next 50 minutes. Anything else on that? Anything else on the trade front, or was that the last one, Frenchie?
Maybe two little trades. Yesterday, is it yesterday or today? No, today. Sergei Plotnikov, he was a UFA that was signed by Pittsburgh last summer. He was traded to Arizona for Matthias Plakta. And a seventh rounder. And today also the Carolina Hurricanes traded the goalie Drew McIntyre to Chicago against Dennis Robertson.
Yes, Robinson. And of course, the big one that went on before when we actually started airing, probably the biggest one of the day so far, Coyotes trade. Well, we know he was going. Mikael Bodner to the Colorado Avalanche for forward Alex Kande, Connor Bakley, and defenseman Kyle Wood. So that's pretty much where we stand right now.
Overall, guys, which teams do you think have improved the most?
I want to say Florida.
Yeah, I was going to say Florida, and my second one's Colorado.
At least on paper. You don't know. It's just like what we were talking about before. We don't know until these guys get in the ice. But at least on paper, I'd have to say Florida.
Or Chicago. Chicago also.
Chicago, you could probably... Yeah, Chicago, Florida. I mean, God, I don't know. They're just not interesting to me. They're so good. They're good on the ice. They're good in the office. There's just nothing bad about that organization.
I'm jealous.
The Rangers improved also.
I don't know. Yeah. We'll see. I don't know.
At least it's not...
By having Eric Stahl, you're improved. Come on.
Doesn't hurt. I don't know if it improves.
Yeah, it's not like Keith Yandel where you gave away Declare in the first round.
No, we didn't give much for him. That's I still believe to this day that Declare did something that really made them upset. I really didn't understand that. There's another guy that's talked about being on the move, Keith Yandel. That's possible. And anything else happened? Let me check Twitter. Bob McKenzie, in addition to Boston, Pittsburgh trying to get in on the Hampus, but we continue to believe for now Hampus is not interested in waiving there.
It's Amuse.
Hampus.
Hampus.
That's what.
No, Hampus is the first name of Hampus Lindholm, the defenseman in Anaheim. But he's talking about Dan Amuse,
and Amuse,
the defenseman from Vancouver.
They're all the same to me. God, it's too many names. If you haven't noticed, I'm more interested. These guys, you guys fancy yourself general managers. I just like the media stories. I like the media narratives. That happens to be more my interest.
But Tony, what is your take about Keith Yandel's play this year? Do you like him?
Here's the thing about Keith Yandel. I don't blame Keith Yandel for anything. I think Keith Yandel has delivered pretty much what I expected Keith Yandel to deliver. My thing was, why did they bring him in the first place? The Rangers seemed so sold this time last year about bringing an offensive defenseman in, and it was something they were sorely lacking. The New York Rangers have a lights-out defense, except for this year at certain points. So I really never understood why bringing in an offensive defenseman, and I do wonder if you need one in today's game, that it's an absolute must. There's a lot of great offensive defensemen, PK Subban, Erik Karlsson, that are on teams that aren't really much to worry about. So I never really thought, is Yandel a good player? I don't really think he hurts the Rangers, but I think he changes the identity of the Rangers. So I don't blame Keith Yandel as much as I blame the general manager for bringing him in the first place. He was never cut out to be a part of this Tortorella lights-out defense. Which is what, I'll tell you else I don't blame. I don't blame Alain Vigneault. Certainly wasn't his decision. He's not the general manager. So, sorry, I need to take a shit. Pierre Pinot. What's happening? I'm ruining that kid. Sorry, I have to be honest. Yeah. What are you starting this early? I'm starting this early, Pierre, because I want to be there when it all happens. When the Stamkos deal happens. That's why. We're doing a marathon.
I'm not 100% on this. I think I remember Yzerman saying he was going to keep Stamkos.
Yes, I know. I don't believe him. I don't believe anything that comes out of Yzerman's mouth. I don't. I think if something falls in their lap. I mean, do you really think like Yzerman says that and all the other GMs are like, all right, I guess we can't call Steve. Bullshit. That's the time to pour it on.
I don't like him.
What are your thoughts as Arizona being so active in the trade deadline? I don't think they have a chance to playoffs. What do you think they're doing? Well, I guess in some corners of the world, they would say that they are tanking. No, I think they've been in a rebuilding process since they drafted who they got? Strome last year, right? Third overall, if I'm not mistaken.
Dylan, yeah.
Yeah, Dylan Strome. And I think this is a overall transition from the Arizona Shane Doan's Arizona Coyotes to a completely new look. I think they're getting rid of people they see as dead weight and or people they don't see are going to fit management's idea of what they want out of the Coyotes. I think Max Domi, Duclair, they are the future, and obviously Dylan Strome. And I think I wouldn't be terribly shocked if, I mean, look, how old is Shane Doan right now?
38, 39.
38? Yeah, God, he's my age. So, they may keep him for a goodbye. He's obviously been a big part of, I don't know, a tiny team. But I think that's why they have a vision. Do I know what that vision is? No. And it's going to be a youth movement. So they're going to shell everybody that they think are either dead weight, bring picks in, and try to build this team for the future. And it's probably like a 2 to 4 year project.
They have made major improvements, though.
Yeah. In offense.
Like Pierre's getting funny. You know that? He's becoming like sort of from the stiff Finn to kind of a really funny troll. Tommy, you can't ruin me. I am one of the good ones in the world. Time for myself to love myself. Well, I hope that helped you out, K-Grove. That's how I feel about it.
Oh, Deb is breaking a trade.
What do
Fury
they got?
to Anaheim.
Fury to
Brendan
really?
Fury from Florida.
Fury to Anaheim for a 6th-round draft pick. Nice retweet, Deb.
That was Fury Knutson to Anaheim.
Fury Pustinen. You're worse than I am with the names.
Fury for a 6th. I don't believe that. But,
let's get it. Let's Brandon Fury. Let's get him on Hockey DB. He's a 24-year-old. Why did I do that? 24-year-old center, 6 foot. His salary is only about $900,000, so it's really not too much of a hit. And where is he heading to?
Anaheim.
Anaheim. He's heading to Anaheim.
But I don't see the trade anywhere. But
yeah, Elliot Friedman is reporting.
Deb is on the money today.
Yeah, Deb's always on the money. Elliot Friedman, and he's got a blue check mark, a verified account. So that must mean he's right about everything. I don't know.
Yeah.
I trust. Deb is really into hockey media, so I mean, it's certainly I think that's probably bitch shoves.
My dad's a dentist.
Florida Panthers. Here's Frank Serval of TSN. Florida Panthers have traded Brandon Purdy to Anaheim for a 6th-round draft pick. So we see moves for the future, or 6th-round draft pick's not going to build your future.
I don't believe that.
No.
6th round?
Yeah, I guess the only way I can see is they don't really think too much of Fury. I don't think they think very much of him at all.
There must be a player.
You don't think that? You think that's it? You don't think that's it?
Oh no.
No. I don't think that's it.
I'm pretty sure he scored over 20 goals last year.
Really? I think then Frenchie's got to be right. Unless they're just
check
dumping
that
him.
to make sure.
Is this a salary dump? I mean, how are they salary? I mean, I had this kid making $900,000. That's nothing. That's interesting. Or maybe there's more to this than we thought. That's really bizarre.
I'm gonna find his salary.
Mika's the bit of jazz. There he is. We are seeing a ton of upcoming UFAs getting moved for either cap discussions or cup rubs or rentals. Do you knuckleheads think? I couldn't read the whole thing. I probably should have left it up there. But we got a donation from Mr. Dead on Dave. Let me check his entire quote here. I have to obviously keep the thing open. But thank you very much for Dead on Dave for the donation. I also want to thank Mr. Fight in Germany for sending me $1. Make sure you have your parents' permission. I don't want to get yelled at. I'm going to read what Dead on Dave said. We are sending a ton of upcoming UFAs getting moved in either cap decisions or cup run rentals. Do you knuckleheads think that any of these big-time players with larger contracts to be getting moved are over? You better read this entire thing and earn $2, bitches. I don't know. I could see. I don't know. Can you guys see this being it? That we're not going to have the mega thing in the next 40 minutes? I could see that. I could definitely see that. You know,
possibly.
They really say on TV that Brandon Peary got traded for a 6th rounder.
Yeah,
Montreal could have gave a 4th rounder.
Yeah, and you just read my mind. You read my mind. Why can't Bergevin do something? I'm reading his stats. Last year, he played 49 games and had 22 goals.
And he's friend with Dale Talon.
Did he get hurt or something? Maybe an injury? They don't think he's ever going to come back from it? That's why. But it's your PayPal. Okay, good.
He's making less than $1 million.
Really? That's making...
Yeah.
And aren't you not allowed to trade an injured player?
Yes, but let me tell you, I don't think they believe. You're not allowed to tank either. You know.
I don't know the rules about that.
I don't know the tank either. Well, I remember Rangers got actually he's right. 2-3 years ago, we got Jason Arnott R2, and then we found out he was hurt. His career was over. Never heard from him again. Jason Arnott. Oh God.
Man, that is a terrible trade. I cannot believe Dale Talon, a 6th rounder for that guy. Man, that's bad.
Yeah. So now that's Jelena and Peary that I think the Canadians could have got for a reasonable price.
Yeah.
I can't believe there's not more to this either.
It's possible.
Yeah. Acquire Eric Jonathan. We trusted you. All right, listen, 718-395-7660. I wouldn't mind hearing from Pure on the way he sees the days going. I don't know where Jack Malay is. I told him what time we were going on. I'd actually love to put him on the air, see how he feels about it. So far, so good. Really, biggest trade of the day is Mikhail Bodker. Bodker. How am I saying his name right? God, I hate these names. He goes from the Arizona Coyotes to Bodker. Mikhail. Why can't it be Mike? What happened to Mike? What's with all these crazy Euro names?
He's Danish.
Is it? Mikhail Bodker. Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't know. Why can't you be Mikey or Mike? What happened to, normal names? Right? Like Ben and Matt, Jim, Joe, and Sparkles. Well, those were good names. those were the good names.
Brendan Peary is Canadian.
Yes, he is. 6th rounder. Look at this. Look at Brendan Peary to the Ducks. Look at Moot. Matt Dunphy can't believe it either. Yeah, a lot of people. Look at this. Question marks all over the place. 6th rounder. All this stuff. Wow, unreal. Brendan Peary. This is according to Deb Benson. Brendan Peary, 22 goals in 49 games. Last 6th-round draft pick. Zach Ronaldo, 24 points in 223 games. 3rd-round pick. Oh, wow.
We are going to learn that he beat his wife 2 weeks ago.
Or something. Maybe he was in Buffalo. I don't know.
I know earlier on this season he got an injury, but I believe he's come back ever since.
Let's put on Pure Pustinen. Let's see what he's thinking. Let's see if he jumps in here. Pure Pustinen in Finland. The 16-year-old media wonder wizard. Are you there? Come on, baby. It's not Skype's acting fluky.
Pure.
No, he's not there. That's kind of weird. Well, we're gonna try. I'm gonna try to put him back on because I definitely want to hear what he has to say.
Oh yeah.
Pure's sharp kid. 16-year-old. He's probably gonna be really famous. Probably forget us. He's probably gonna forget us totally.
Those losers.
I don't know. I never listened to that show. I never listened to that show. Call failed. Now he's having some kind of problem. Pure, try to fix whatever you're doing and get in because I really would like to hear from you. I'm not being a wise guy. And Pure says on Twitter, bad move. Panthers send Pure to the Ducks 6th round. This really is unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm reading. It's not a really good source, but it's written Dale Talon probably wants a 2nd rounder in exchange for Pure.
So this deal's possibly not done. Frenchie's probably right.
Oh, I'm sure there's a younger player.
It's got to be.
Involved.
This is. I mean, it sounds like they traded him for a bag of pucks. You know.
Yeah.
But speaking of what Dead on Dave said, I'm not sure that a big time name will get traded today, like Stamkos or Drouin. But I'm sure there's some players left. Some teams.
Trade alert. Mecca Mac has been traded to Jack Malay show for Invisible Tommy and a ham sandwich and a vintage Mark Messier poster. Get out. You're gone.
The Mark Messier poster is too much.
Oh, God. What's going on with Pure Pustine and Mr. Pure Pustine and the wizard of hockey media all at all of 16 years old? How do you feel about today so far? I think it's been pretty boring up until the last 5 minutes when they traded this kid that had 20 goals in 40 games for a bag of pucks. How do you feel?
Yeah, I feel
like shit. What the fuck, Gallant? We trusted you. Jesus.
You don't want Jelinus or whatever the hell his name is. You don't want him on New Jersey because you're a bit of a Devils fan.
I wanted him on New Jersey, but he traded him for a fucking 3rd-round pick. He had potential.
Yeah. I don't know. I can tell you. Yeah,
but I'm really pissed off about the Pure deal. Jesus Christ.
I can't. We don't believe that's done yet. I think this is his early reporting on Twitter.
This can't be right.
This can't be right.
6th-round pick.
I do have info though that on the Hockey Writers they say whatever team ends up with Pure, they'll be without him for a few weeks after the forward suffered from a lower body injury.
Oh, so my conspiracy theory was right.
Yeah, that appeared to be an ankle injury.
That's been a fucking thing.
Yeah, I thought you couldn't trade under those circumstances unless there's some kind of prior agreement. Maybe they promised up and down. Maybe they think this kid's career over. First of all, that's against the rules. If they think the kid's career's over, a doctor told him, get rid of him now. That's not supposed to happen. That's
But
not supposed to happen.
it's just an ankle injury, so I doubt it. It's not like a head injury or a knee injury.
Wait a minute.
Tommy,
We got.
no one needs to know.
What's up? What do you got?
Nobody needs to know about the illegals.
Wait a minute. Did Hampoose get traded? I'm seeing his name pop up in the NHL broadcast.
What was his name?
Yeah, I don't know. I just saw
Hampoose
or whatever.
No, it's Amuse.
Amuse. Hamuse.
No, not Ham.
Ham?
Come.
Yeah, this doesn't make any sense. Hamuse. I'm seeing his name
Hummus.
pop
Yeah,
up.
the guy
No, we're gonna argue about
Vancouver dude.
Vancouver,
Yeah.
dude. Let's see. I don't know.
Yeah, there were rumors about him heading to the Hawks.
Any ideas? Do you think they're done today? Because we got 30 minutes to go. 32 minutes to go. I mean,
I'm waiting for Eiserman to drop that bomb.
Me too.
Druin or Stamkos.
Well,
Then they just trade like Callahan, Philpool, and all of these guys. What the fuck?
If Druin, if they don't move Druin, he obviously he's too young to be an unrestricted free agent. But I mean, do they keep his rights in any way, or has he become a restricted free agent if they don't move him? How does that work?
You never know.
You never know.
I'm not sure. It can go to the arbitrator.
Okay.
Oh,
So
they keep the player.
they keep him. They keep his rights, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he can go to an arbitrator, like Pierre says. They can't just keep him in the AHL or just shelve him. I mean, that's not legal. This isn't the Canadian juniors in the 1940s. Can't do that. Jason Zucker's in play. How could Jason Zucker be in play after he bopped his head in the outdoor game? Mark Abacello, Brian Bickle is potentially in play. I got to be honest with you. There's really no big players to move.
Bickle's always play, but
There's always players to move.
Yeah,
I'm praying to God they move. Well, for me, because I'm associated.
By the way, Druin is signed for next year.
Oh, he's signed for next season. So Eisman doesn't have to move him at all. He can just keep him down in the NHL. He doesn't have to move. And this guy can Peter Nedved his whole career away if he wants to. So, and I don't have a problem with that.
Has said that he wanted to move him.
I'm sure he does, but if it's not the right move, I mean, he's got a whole.
Come on,
he's got a whole.
They don't always tell the truth. Come on.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't believe
but
words.
Everyone's thinking of Druin as a bomb, but it's just that the kid has 6 goals in 80 games. How much does he want for him?
Yeah, I know. Go ahead.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not very sold on how good Jordan Druin.
Neither am I.
I'm not very sold on.
Look, when he came,
I mean, they talked very much about him during the draft, and I was like, where the hell did this kid come from?
I've
never been sold.
I totally agree with you. If you remember, he was at camp and expected to make the team the year he was drafted, and he didn't. They sent him down immediately. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean the kid wasn't that good. And sometimes, they want to develop talent, and the best way to do that is to send them down to the NHL so they can develop and get an idea what the NHL's game is going to be at. But he was such a big draft pick, and they were talking about him so much, it was a little strange that he didn't make the team that year. Maybe, just maybe, they simply don't have the faith in this guy, and he's one of these guys that maybe is, I don't know, a little more highly touted than his talent level. I don't know. I'm trying to look for the words here. All right, I'll just...
just got a breaking news.
What do you got?
1 hour ago, the Hockey Rumors and Trades reports Ilya Kovalchuk has been dismissed by the SKA St. Petersburg and tried to return to North America.
Are you kidding me?
Yep.
Have they been eliminated from the playoffs, SKA?
No, but he didn't play yesterday.
He didn't play
yesterday.
So he's done. So he's been dismissed. So he's an unrestricted free agent in the KHL as of now.
Yes, and he can return the Devils without any problems. Otherwise, he must get all GM's approval and go through waivers because the Devils have his rights for this season.
And there's no reason. I don't know if. Remember, Lou left a little unceremoniously to the Toronto Maple Leafs. I don't know that the current Devils management are going to have the same grudge against Covey that the prior Devils management had.
Why would we not take Covey to this team?
Destroys the locker room. He thinks he's better than everybody.
Well, then we can trade him.
Yeah, well, I suppose, but who's going to want him? You get a Druin situation. Now his value's down. So if he doesn't get along with, he could potentially go in and destroy by his attitude, his presence alone, everything that Haynes has created. Everything that's crazy.
Wait a minute. Wasn't Brandon Pierre just traded for a 6th rounder?
What? What do we got? Yeah, but that doesn't look.
So could we send this guy as a time bomb to another team?
Oh, sort of like what Finland did to Team Canada this year in the World Juniors. You sent you had a double agent.
Yeah, kind of.
What was that kid's name? He's a Canadian Finn.
Mike Vertinen.
Yeah.
Jake
Good job.
Burton.
Jake Vertinen.
Those Finns are so tricky.
We
Mike
had a lot of
Commodore,
laughs at that
Brandon Pure, hashtag pack your shit. To the other side of the country now. What is Mike Commodore like? Why does he like? Does he like have sympathy for these guys? Does he think it's like wrong? What's with pack your shit? It's funny. Brennan Pierre.
Mike Commodore was a funny guy.
He is a funny guy. Go ahead, Pierre. What were you gonna say?
He had a great hair.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit! I had a hockey card of him. His hair didn't fit in the frame.
Yeah, I know. Pack your shit. Pack your shit.
The orange hair.
Are you off of school this week, Pierre? Because you've been up late and everything.
No, my school just started.
School just started again, so
This
no more
was the
steak.
first.
Oh yeah, you were up all night last night, like me.
Yeah, I didn't catch any sleep.
Yeah,
I
you
had a
fall.
shit
So
night.
you're really running on fumes right now. That's funny. You know what I've been doing, so I don't cough as much on the air.
I was like, 4 a.m. I was like, God, I must have some sleep. Then I woke up at 5:30, and I'm like,
Oh,
what
God.
happened?
Yeah, I imagine. You know, you're like me when I was a kid.
Stop watching BDSM porn.
Yes. I don't like it. Well, maybe a little. Maybe a little.
Are you going to be coding Matt here for the whole?
All right. Where did Bodker get traded to? Well, Mr. Whatever Mate, he went to the Colorado Avalanche Avs. Bickle needs to go, according to Matt Dumphy. I've been hearing that. That's been kind of circling around Chicago. Jericho Zambros, as a Devils fan, I do not want Kovalchuk on the team.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like Shero wants to improve anything. He's made like one trade, and that was complete bullshit.
Well, the Devils don't have they're not the New York Rangers. They don't have the financial muscle. I don't even know how they afford that stadium in Newark. I can't believe it. When I drove by, I live now only about where I lived, about 20 minutes from that stadium, and it's just like it's one of the nicest places in all the NHL. Little small, but first-rate facility.
Yeah, I see some pictures from the.
Do you really think that could work? I mean, look, I know Kobe's good, but I mean, I think it could be a problem. I mean, Sergei Zubov was a first-rate hockey player, a real professional. I have no reason to believe that Sergei Zubov is not exactly the same as a coach. And if he sees that the guy's no goddamn good, what makes you think that that's going to change when he comes to the NHL? This is a guy that was being paid more than just about anybody on the planet. If that doesn't motivate you, how will the New Jersey Devils, who do not have the ability to shell out a lot of money, be able to bring in a player like this? What a risk. I don't know. And I'm not saying this because I'm a Ranger fan. If it works, it works. I mean, yeah. I don't see it. You can't just look at the talent and the numbers alone. Psychology, personality, the social aspect has a huge impact, in my opinion. So, and I think it's safe to say that Covey could have a negative impact, or he could come in and say, "Thank God I'm back. I never should have left. The KHL's a shithole," and really be motivated. Covey doesn't strike me as that type of guy. I think you all need to forget him. Jericho, I love the Prudential Center. Where do you live, Jericho Zambros? You live near me in Woodbridge? I don't know.
But how do you know that the Devils are going to give up that much money for him?
They don't need to give up that much anymore because they can always use the reason, hey, you packed your shit last time. Maybe we don't give you as much money than we did.
How bad
I don't
do you
see
want?
any team breaking the bank for him, and if ever it's as you said, he has a bad
Like-
attitude, buy him out.
Hey. We all know that Toronto Maple Leafs is going to offer him a $10 million contract if the Devils go.
Yeah, right.
Doesn't Kovalchuk look like Keanu Reeves?
Nah, I don't know what he's a strange looking dude. He looks
mean,
very Asian, you know, Kovalchuk. I don't know. I think
Kind of looks like a koala.
You know what, Pierre? Would you consider this? would you consider, because this is the way I read his personality. look, you're obviously saying what the Devils have is leverage over him because they don't simply have to let him back in the league, and that makes a certain amount of sense. But I get the feeling, emotions do not respond to logic. That's one thing I've learned in the near 40 years that I've been on the planet.
Good point.
Could Kovalchuk be so arrogant to say, no, I want to make the same money as be on the NHL? And they're like, you're not in the position to make those decisions. We hold the cards.
No.
And then Kobe's just like, no, and just goes into denial. And it's like talking to my ex-wife, these things happen. This is not unreasonable. You can't just look at this logically. You have to take the emotional part in consideration. You know what I mean?
He hasn't been that good in the KHL. I mean, if we want the best player from the KHL, we get Sergei Mozyakin, and he'd be like $6 million max. This guy is not the best anymore in the whole fucking KHL, where he was like the Lion King.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't pay him that much money, and he can't make that statement.
He can't. Crazy people. Pure. Let me teach you something now, because you're very rational and a very logical young man, and well beyond your years. All right. People are crazy. People are fucking crazy. Emotions don't respond to logic. He could be crazy. I'm putting my money on Kobe's crazy. That he's not living on planet fucking Earth. So when you say things like he couldn't because it doesn't make any sense, he might do it because it doesn't make any sense. That's how arrogant. I have no faith in this guy whatsoever. That's the way I feel about it.
I
You disagree?
don't consider Russia Earth anymore, but anyway.
Okay. And that being said, all right. I know you guys fought a war about 70 years, 80 years ago. And I know you're mad, but it's over.
7. And there might be another one coming.
Nah, never know. Well, guess what? I'm an American citizen.
2,000 tanks.
Yeah, good. They could hit Finland and sweep down into Germany over here. Because that was the plan last time. And
hey, come on, you just raised the Nazi government and kicked their ass.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you know what? Here's the best thing. I am an American citizen, and you guys can go fight your own goddamn war. All right? Have a good nice day. I'll talk to you later, Pierre. Bye.
See ya.
Take care, brother. Pierre Pustine, and make sure you check him out at Finn News Flash on. And the reason I was cutting him off, I would have kept him on longer. It's just killing our bandwidth. It's just going all over the place. So I hope I'm not trying to be a jerk or anything. Pierre is great. Please follow him on Twitter. He breaks stuff all the time. I'm not kidding. I don't know if the finished papers are just a little better, but at Finn News Flash, Pierre Pustinen, the kid is a future star. And he actually, I don't know, thinks on his own, which is what a lot of people these don't do. So I find Pure a more valuable resource than some of the TSN guys. Where are we at? 20 minutes to go.
He really knows about the international hockey.
He really does. He knows about the KHL. He knows about his own league. He knows what's going on in Europe to a certain extent. He knows the NHL back and forth. He's a fan of an Eastern Conference team and a Western Conference team. Follows them very closely. He knows the deal. He knows his plays. He knows the cap. He's great. He's perfect. And his English is pretty good too.
Yeah.
And I barely ever see him make a typo. I probably make more typos than him. So make sure you follow Finn News Flash, at Finn News Flash. I'm going to type it in. He's the best. Finn. I love Pierre. I love him to death. And he's given us a lot of funny and interesting moment. News Flash after the FLASH. Make sure you get him. Make sure you get. I just put it in the chat right now. Make sure you follow him on Twitter. He's fantastic. Gun Cannon, that happened like 2 years ago. What's going on? Are they fighting? I live in Long Island. Jericho's Ampros. Well, how are you a Devils fan? How come you're not an Islanders fan? I don't get these guys that root for teams that are like far away. I never really quite understood that. I don't know. It just hasn't been it. Dean Ambrose traded to Impact Wrestling for EC3, Bobby Roode, James Storm, Bobby Lashley, and the rights to Chris Parks and their attorney.
That's a big trade.
That's a big move. It's a bigger move than anything happened today. Vodka, I guess. Right. I was hoping for more. I think last year
disappointing.
Did we have more fun last year? I seem to remember having a lot more fun last year.
Yeah, no, this year's been slow as crap.
Yeah. 2 years ago was fun.
There is still 20 minutes left and 1 hour to confirm the trade. So the big crunch is now because we're at the tipping point.
Yeah.
Some teams will let loose, and some team will decide not to trade players.
Well, I'm actually thinking taking a break because, first of all, when the 9 o'clock hour comes, we might hear trades up until the next hour that happen between now. There may be a done deal right now that happens later on. So I think it's time to take a break, take a pee, and do all that other stuff. And you guys keep an eye on your computer, and then we'll come back in a little less than 10 minutes and make this real quick. What do you think?
Yep.
All right, boys. All right. Thanks so much, Pierre Pustinen, for calling in. He always does a great job. I think everybody's doing a really great job today. And I hope you're having fun with this fan type broadcast that we do. Because we're a wonderful, tiny little hockey community. But I don't know. We do a little more than hockey, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, we do.
We bare our souls. We talk about when our parents beat us and stuff, and don't complain about it. We say, good! Give your kid a blanket party. That's my best. Gabrick trade was the best. Matt Dunphy, he said something interesting. I know you guys talk about the Versteeg trade to Los Angeles. The only thing I could really see, I know Versteeg, of course, a big part of Stanley Cups in I think it's 2010 and the 2015, if I'm not mistaken. Not the 2013. Chris Versteeg, a part of Stanley Cups inside of Chicago. All I really think that is Los Angeles looking to make a very deep cup run and putting guys on their team that they know that have been there before. I think that's what you're seeing with the Chris Versteeg move. They really didn't give up too much to get him. I think it's I think that's what you're seeing. I think bringing a guy like Scazzeri back is they want a guy they can trust and a person they know. And they also know that Versteeg's been there. He's played for the best and he's won at the highest level. And they're going to need that kind of stuff going forward. So that's how I feel about that. Anybody else have a take on that? Because I'm doing this for Matt Dunphy.
No, everything's fine.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, let's take a break. I think everybody needs a break right here. We're going to come back in a little bit. This will be a little bit of a shorter break, and we'll come back. Hope you guys stay in the chat, and I'll see you around. All right. Yeah! Okay. We're back. We're bad. We're in command.
We are.
We are. Anything happen?
Not that I know of.
Dubstep is giving me ear cancer. What do you want? I got to do a mix of music. Dubstep's like the new disco. It's like, disco sucks. I don't know. I just like anything that rocks. And it's stuff that they won't charge me for. Don't like dubstep.
You have to make money.
I gotta make money. It's sort of rocked. I don't hate dubstep. I don't think it's all that bad. 20 minutes to go. Wait, we're not. We're much closer than that. Let's see. What do we got? We got a trade. We get something coming in. What do we got?
I can bring you something.
Where's Jack Malay? That's what I want to know. You coming on?
There was 4 players today that got picked on waivers.
Oh, okay. Name them right now, buddy.
Yeah, Adam Party, the defenseman, went from Winnipeg to Edmonton. Mm-hmm. And the right winger, Adam Cracknell, from Vancouver to Edmonton too. There's also the defenseman David Warsofsky that went from Pittsburgh to New Jersey. And Montreal picked up Mike Brown, the right winger from San Jose.
There you go. Up to the minute, Mr. Frenchie Ben. Kazar, you got something wrong with your camera? You there?
Yeah, I'm here. It's not showing.
Nah, it's not you, though. I think it's me. Let me call you guys back so I can get you back on there. Bang. We'll put Frenchie Ben and them back on there. Make sure because look, we're running this joker through Skype. It's not always easy. I'll be home in about 20 minutes. Will you still be on? Yes, I think I'll stay on for Malay because I think we're going to hear about stuff. We got 10 minutes to go.
Back in black.
Yeah, we got 10 minutes to go. We're going to hear some stuff. And we got to get Malay on at least for a Monday. And,
this is worse.
What do you mean? What do you mean back in black is worse?
I hear you fine, but not Tommy.
This is worse?
Tommy went
oh, really? You can't hear me? Because I can hear me.
Tommy's doing his Rick Nash in the playoffs impression.
Yeah.
You guys can't hear me? Oh, jeez.
It's perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rick Nash.
10 out of 10.
Yeah. I don't see anything coming up.
Do you think we have to drop the call and call him back?
Are you playing? You guys are playing games with me. Get the hell out of here. I know you. Oh, wait. Maybe they aren't. Frenchie is still there?
Are you there, Tommy?
Oh, wow. I don't know if they're playing games with me. I think they're playing a big joke. Let's put fucking him on. Frenchie, and let's put Frenchie on. Come on. Where's my contacts list? You there, Kazar? Oh, you guys are screwing with me with 10 minutes to go. I'm going to murder you. Frenchie, Ben, Macazar calling. I think, all right, fine. Put you both through. There you go. 1, 2. Can you hear me now? How about now?
Yep.
Oh, was there really a problem, or was that a goof?
No, there was really a problem.
I thought it was a goof. I'm always worried.
I swear.
Ever since I played that joke on Jake, I think everybody's out to get me. And created my own paranoia.
Is it why you dropped the bomb?
Yes, because I thought you were screwing with me. I don't like that. What are you gonna do? Hopefully we get Jack Malay. 10 minutes to go. We're at the 10-minute mark, and Mr. Jack Malay will be on. He'll be home in 20. He'll be getting behind and let us know what he thinks. Nothing really to go. I probably the biggest story of the night would be. Hold on, got something from Chicago made a late call to Vancouver. We'll see if anything goes. So, according to Elliot Friedman via Matt Dunphy, Chicago is trying to make a last-minute deal with Vancouver. We'll see how that goes. And this is something that will probably happen after the trade. If the deal's made, it'll happen after the trade deadline. So far, no real big moves. Mikhail Bodker, he ends up in the Colorado, so they can hold on to their final spot in the playoffs. Hopefully, the Avs can keep that rolling. The other one is Puri. Mike, what the hell's his name? Does he have a dumb name? Brendan Puri, who sounds Finnish. I don't know. And
that's right.
Apparently, the 20-goal scorer in 49 games was traded for a bag of pucks. It doesn't really make a whole hell of a lot of sense. I let a lot of Montreal Canadiens fans here that are not terribly happy about it. I wonder if Hockey DB is updating their website real time. That would be sort of interesting to me. They're not even available.
Hockey DB's not working.
Oh, they just went because they're getting because everybody's hitting them. All the media's hitting them. All the wannabe media's hitting them. They're down.
Pure says that Dan Ham and Hummus Sandwich just got traded.
He got traded. Dan.
Yeah, Ham.
And where did he go? Brendan Puri, Delta Cross Country, restricted free agent next year. I can't believe he goes to the Ducks. Brendan Puri goes to the Ducks for a bag of pucks. Unbelievable. No salary there. A lot of potential. 24 years old. Canadian native. And on his way to Anaheim, who has completely turned their season around. How the Anaheim Mighty Punks and the Habs have mirrored each other. Right about the time the Habs started falling apart, Frederick Anderson pulled his best Devin Dubnyk and became God, as Jeff the Huffman would say. God.
Boy, was EA Sports ever wrong when they said the Habs were going to be in the finals?
Yeah. Oh, it's not over yet, guys. 5-minute mark. It's not over yet, guys. Dallas.
But I can bring you three little things.
Go ahead.
Right now, it's like a poker game. Mm-hmm. Everybody is holding on and bluffing.
Yes.
In the last 5 minutes, so everything is going to happen right now, and in the next hour they're going to confirm. Mm-hmm. The second thing, I look at the standings, and every team that is on the cusp of the playoff hasn't done much or nothing because they don't know. Do we sell? Do we buy? So the Flyers haven't done much.
That's true.
The Ottawa Senators, Montreal, Minnesota, Vancouver.
That's a really good point.
So there's still moves to be done.
Yeah, we're probably going to hear moves for the next hour or so. I think so.
And I was hearing talks, I think 3 days ago, that the Canadians were really, really interested in Nail Yakupov.
That'd be interesting. Be an interesting trade. Be something to talk about.
And I think that'd be an excellent trade if they can get him for a reasonable price.
They should be able to get him reasonable. He hasn't performed. He hasn't performed like a first-round draft pick. I think he's first-round overall, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but Bergevin's probably going to stick his thumb up his ass and do nothing.
Won't hear that on the NHL network. Bergevin sticks his thumb straight up his ass, does nothing. We should have our own hockey blog.
Right up the hairy sphincter.
Yes.
Speaking of the Canadians, big news today. Carey Price practiced with his gear.
Big deal. I don't think he's playing. How about that?
But he practiced for 45 minutes, and he seems to look good.
Mark Spector, Sportsnet, Chicago on Hampus. Sounds like they've got an offer in. Vancouver is trying to better it. All right, they're going right down to the wire over here with really, I'll get you an exact time right now.
Where does Chicago get all this money?
That's the original 16, buddy. 2 minutes.
In lots of cases, the team that is trading with them retains salary.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, if you notice, like with the Winnipeg with Ladd, and a lot of these guys probably won't be on the team next year, like Dead on Dave says. You know, Dan have $4.5 million. That's really what's going on right now. Does Hampus? Yeah, it is bizarre. You know, it's a really good point. Philadelphia Flyers, Ottawa Senators, Minnesota North Stars. That's a really, really good point. It's just starting to hit me. Nobody's making any major moves, with the possible exception of the Colorado Avalanche. That is bizarre. I really don't know how these things work. I mean, did they go in? Did 90% of the offers get rejected? Are they making moves? Are they trying and it's just failing? Or have they decided just to hold? I mean, we can't assume just because nothing happens doesn't mean they don't try. We never hear about the trades that almost happen until maybe years from now in books and things like that. It's bizarre. Dale Weiss in Chicago, hockey lottery winner.
Montreal retained a part of Dale Weiss' salary.
There you go. That's how they're doing it. They're damn good. It's a total team effort and not just on the ice. And finally, Chicago, in my lifetime, is taking advantage of the power of the original six. Montreal Canadiens, the Boston Bruins, Toronto, New York, and Detroit and Chicago have power that other teams that don't have. And not to mention the fact everybody wants to play for them. Everybody wants to wear those jerseys. So I mean, they know how to flex it. Everything in Montreal seems like we could do that, but how's the Montreal media gonna swallow it? I don't know if we should be playing to guys that there's a big difference between reporting on hockey and knowing about hockey. Or even just talking about it. All we do here is talk about hockey. Guys in the ground, scouts, coaches, assistant coaches, AHL guys, they know hockey. And most of the people that are making the judgments don't. So, I mean, I feel like the Habs are constantly influenced by possibly the French media. Is that an accurate statement? I mean, that's the feeling I get. Frenchie, am I right there?
They do at times, but the media, the French media, is crazy in Montreal.
Yes, I've heard that.
I prefer the Anglophone media. They're more, how can I say, calm about all the things.
No kidding. Man, I think it's just you guys are so hungry and you have such a wonderful fan base. But I don't know. It's just like we want to win, but we want to win our way. And I don't agree with that logic.
And it's also more of a marketing thing because the Canadians can never have a rebuild because they want to sell seats.
Yeah, they have a New York Yankees problem. That's essentially what they have. No, you're probably right there. I think we are now past the time. The trade deadline is officially over. But that doesn't mean...
One that is coming in is John Michael Lyles, the defenseman from the Hurricanes, would go to the Bruins.
We'll go to the Bruins. Boy, they really... do you get the feeling that the Hurricanes should have had this fire sale years ago?
Yeah.
They finally got like, well, look, 2006 is 10 years ago. And now it is time to just start from the bottom.
But it's the case this year because Rutherford is gone and now it's Ron Francis. So he's getting rid of the guys that he don't want for the future.
It's funny. Ron Francis said yesterday, the great Hall of Famer Ron Francis, winner of the Stanley Cup inside of Carolina, part of the original Hartford Whalers, talking about Eric Stahl, who was really a backbone of this team, a huge part of their Stanley Cup team, probably the most identifiable face in a Carolina Panthers uniform, saying it's never an easy day. So they're doing stuff that they probably didn't want to do, but I can't wonder. I can only hope and wonder, but this should have been done years ago. That they probably should have just cleared the deck, sort of like what Arizona's doing, with the exception of keeping Shane down. It's time. Sometimes we have to move on from our favorite players. I got news for you, jokers, especially Generation and X guys. Jaromir Jagr is not going to play hockey one day. I don't know when that's going to be, but he's not going to play hard. But I mean, I think Ron Francis is doing the right thing. Start from the bottom. God, look at what the Dallas Stars have done in a short period of time. One big deal, Jamie Benn. They cleared the deck. They changed the uniform. The new ownership went in to win, and that's what has to be done. And maybe Carolina and the Caniacs can get back to where they once were. And maybe that's going to be without Eric Stahl. I don't know.
Maybe this summer Jordan Stahl will be traded to the Rangers.
I hope not. I don't like this whole the brothers on the same team. I don't think it's cute. I would have, if I was in Vancouver, to send a message over there, I'd have split up the Twins. Said it 2 years ago. Hashtag split up the Twins. They don't have to play with each other. They're not the same person. They're twins. They were born a few minutes apart, but they don't necessarily have to play in the same line or the same team.
But you have to admit that it's fascinating how they find themselves on the ice.
It is. Yeah, they do have wonderful. I mean, God, they've been playing hockey's. You know, they're both.
They don't even look at each other and they make plays.
Yeah, no, they've been doing it since as soon as they could skate. I'm not saying they're not great talents, but I mean, is it a good idea to keep? Why? It's the same criticism that I have about Montreal. Do things for what's best for the team, not what's cool. And in Montreal's sense, it's because the fans would like it, the media would like it if the team was more French and they're protecting their culture, which I get. In Vancouver, we have to keep the Twins together, and we can't. No, trade one of them. Trade one of them. If it's gonna better the team, move them. You know, and Carolina and Ron Francis are learning that right now. Move them. Boy, when do we talk about the Hurricanes? Shut your mouth, Tommy. Yager will play till I die. No, he won't. No, he won't. He's been playing before you live. Shut up,
Speaking of Jordan Stahl, could you imagine the Pittsburgh Penguins could have drafted Jonathan Taves instead, but they decided to go with Stahl. They could have had Crosby, Taves, and Malkin.
And how much you want to bet? How much you want to bet that was because, you know, the name of the Stahl brothers? What year was he drafted? Jordan Stahl?
2000, I want to say 7.
Yeah. 2007. So it was the year afterwards, the year after the Cup. Going with what the media would think was cool. The Stahl brothers are going to be the next Sutter brothers or whatever. You know? Tommy, they're identical twins. Daniel is fucking lost in the Olympics without Henrik. The Sardines are so great a thing to hockey, the Nucks can't fucking get them the cup that they deserve. I don't know. I think the Sundins, I disagree. I think the Sundins had an opportunity to beat Boston on paper. They were better than Boston in 2011. They came up short because they didn't have a physical aspect to that team. And I remember that one of the reasons when I was a kid, when I was in my early 20s, when the Twins came up, they didn't have this wimpy crybaby aura about them. That didn't happen until 2011. You know, so I mean, they're diving and their behavior. I don't think you can dive your way into a cup unless you win it, and then you can dive into it. So I don't blame the Vancouver organization. And if they can't win with each other, maybe you got to split them up. You can't just do it because it feels right for twins to be together. They're both separate people, and we don't know that they would be lost. They could be rejuvenated in another place. I don't see why the Twins have to stay together. They don't. And if there's a better offer out there, would you trade Henrik Sundin for getting Malkin? Yes. Yes. They're not one person.
Does Pittsburgh would do it?
Yeah, no. I wouldn't have.
No, but I'm saying look, they're not trading these guys. They're never going to break them up. But you do what's best for the team. You do what's best for the team. Well, it sells tickets if they're together. It sells tickets if they're raising cups. That's the way I feel about it. Anything new happening? You got to scream about the goddamn Sedins?
At the NHL All-Star game, Daniel Sedin brought his daughter, and she is violently redhead.
She's a violently
violently red.
Yeah, well.
Like Commodore?
Even more. She has a face full of freckles.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Pippi Longstocking was Swedish, too.
The Detroit GM, Ken Holland, confirms that the Red Wings made no deals.
Wow.
Oof.
No kidding. They're hanging on to a play. That's another really good point, Frenchie. There's another team that's on a playoff cusp, but they're hanging on. Malay looks like he's coming in. Patrick O'Sullivan, retired NHL player, child safety advocate. I'm just reading this thing. I guess Druin has learned the hard way that the tail doesn't wag the dog. Brilliant. Great. Philly P on my Twitter feed. Great retweet. So I guess he's assuming that it's the bottom line. You can't just act like a baby and say trade me and don't put me down in the minors. Drouin.
But in Drouin's case, there's lots of problems because it's not the first time. In the juniors, he had character problems. And even his agent is Alan Walsh. And Walsh is known to mess things up.
Yeah.
He's the agent of Yaroslav Alak and other players that I don't remember.
Fight in Germany says gingers do not have hearts. Well, my ex-wife was a ginger. My ex-wife was a ginger. You might be onto something, Fight, in all of your... How old are you? I saw in your profile, and I know you're not. I think you're like 16. Somebody said you were 24 or 25.
He looks 12 on the
And
photo.
Terry says, fuck you, Fight.
Hey, Vate, what do you think about albinos?
Fight.
So Marceller?
Gingers don't have
Marceller.
souls. I don't know, man. I was married to one. It wasn't easy.
Was she
Wow.
hot?
That retweet is going everywhere. Wow.
Is it true that they are really sexual?
Who? The
ginger ones.
no more than any other girl. I tell you what,
You're
the ones that are sexual, and the ones that are not. Just like brunettes and blondes and beautiful
Was she
black
hot?
women, beautiful black girls. Oh, I like the dark skin. I miss it. Can't chase it anymore. I'm married.
Did she always used to get sunburns?
Ah, God, yeah. Well, she was always deadly afraid of them, so I imagine she had got them in the past. I don't know. Maybe. Possibly.
Was
Who knows?
she pretty?
Yeah, I think so. Now I can't even look at her without getting sick to my stomach. Yeah. How come?
Can you show me a photo once
He's
we
so
go off
funny.
air?
Jack Malay. He doesn't have me on his. I think you know what Jack does sometimes, and I don't understand why. He let's see. I have to send him a whatchamacallit, because he friends me all the time, or I don't know what his deal is on
Really?
Yeah. I don't think he realizes he's doing it, unless I can send him on right here. Hold on.
Jack Malay is lunatic.
Yeah. He's like, I think Jack. He's not. He doesn't send. You have to send me a contact request, and I think he takes them off sometimes, and he doesn't realize it. What the hell is going on here? I can't add him.
I'm sure it's Tommy that does that.
What the hell? I don't know what it. Yeah, it's Tommy. He's jealous of me.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I saw Jack Malay's. He was talking about the sharks.
Yeah.
And that was hilarious.
Oh yeah, everybody. Let's get him on and talk about that. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna try to call you guys back and see what's wrong with Skype, because it's acting kind of fluky. So I'm gonna put you off, and I'm gonna put you guys back on with Jack. That's my big plan. All right. Let's put Jack on. I've been wanting Jack on for a while, and he needs to send me a contact request one of these centuries. Where is he? Jack. There he is. Okay, let me put him on. I want to see if I can get everybody on, because I love everybody, and I think everybody's great. Do you do not have me as a contact or something?
I do have you as a contact.
That's weird.
I'm looking at you right now.
That's freaking weird. Pending contact request. I got one from Pure. I know he's on my contacts. That's so weird. I don't know. Maybe something's going wrong. Creepy with Skype. Add the group. Now I can seem to add everybody, and I'm gonna add Frenchie Ben as well. All right, that's what we're gonna do. All right, now let me get everybody back on the air, and let's talk to our special guest, Mr. Jack Malay of the Jack Malay Hockey Show. Make sure you check him out right here on YouTube. Not super exciting, with the possible exception of Brandon Puri getting traded for a horse and a donkey.
That was bizarre.
Yeah, that's a little bizarre. But we're of the belief that there's more. Something more else is going to come of that, because it just can't be right, unless he's injured, which he appears to be. He does appear to be injured. I don't know. What do you think of today, Jack?
I don't know. A little bit. All the big trades were made, a couple days ago.
It seems that way.
Today was kind of just like a lot of fluff. It was like a big TV event for CSN and Rogers and all those guys.
Yeah, I'm kind of watching it right now.
Trade.
What do we got? What do we got?
Deb says Lee Stempanek to Boston.
Boy, Stempanek cannot stay in one goddamn
Stepniak.
place. Stempanek, Stebniak. I don't know. He can't stay in one spot. He's on the Rangers, and he's in Calgary, now he's in Devils, now he's in Boston.
There's also a little trade between Ottawa and the Islanders. So Shane Prince, he's a left winger and a 7th rounder for a 3rd rounder. So Shane Prince is going to the Islanders.
Shane Prince to the Islanders. Thank you very much, Mister. Jeez. So we're gonna probably a lot of this stuff is going to happen. I mean, all these trades are probably already happening as they leak in the media. We'll probably get them for the next hour or so. Stampanic to Boston. You know, Jack, me and we were talking about, are there grinders anymore? I think Stevniak and you can actually put that guy in a Justin Williams class. I mean, I don't think he hurts your teams at all. He's certainly not going to score 20 goals, but he does bring other things to your roster.
So I wonder if New Jersey, that's their official throwing in the towel here.
Really?
Because Stepniak's one of their better players.
Yeah, I know. It does seem a little bizarre. Do we have any reports on what New Jersey got? You know, if that's the biggest part of the deal?
Not yet.
And they traded Jelena.
Yes. Why would they be throwing the towel? They're only a couple points out.
They're in a good spot.
Not worst spot in the world. I mean, New Jersey, they're 67 points. They're behind. They're tied with Philadelphia, Pittsburgh. Yeah, they're good 3 points behind. Pittsburgh, it's far from over.
But they've played 2 or 3 games more than the teams that are in front of them.
Really? Throwing in the towel?
Stempniak is going to the Bruins.
I mean, I could say Carolina maybe, and they're only 1 point behind. But Carolina's, they needed to throw in the towel. Their 66 points is a lot farther away than to 70 than the Devils and the Flyers 70 points. Their 67 points is a lot farther away, just simply because nothing's been working in Carolina for years. The Devils seem to have a coach and a vision, and Philadelphia Flyers have a core with Gostisbehere and Giroux. And if they ever get smart and just make Michael Neuvirth their starting goalie, and just forget about Steve Mason altogether, maybe even deal him. I don't know.
Devils have also played 3 more games than the Penguins, and they're 3 points back, so they got a pretty big hill to climb.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I mean, March is everything. I
don't
trust.
They begin to come in right now because you see they have their scenarios and they know the price for everything, and at the last minute they pull the trigger. Yeah. So the Bruins are going in with John Michael Lyles and Stempniak, and we'll see other teams.
Well, Stempniak's probably happy. The stress of not making the playoffs is got to be off them. Frenchie Ben probably brought up the best point of the entire evening. Are you a little surprised that teams are on the cusp, like wild card teams, with the exception of the Colorado Avalanche, like Detroit, Pittsburgh, and teams like Minnesota, Vancouver, are not making any moves at all? Does that surprise you a little, Jack?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, there's only so many players to go around, and realistically, I don't know. GMs don't want to give up too much, and I don't know. It's not like the old days. You got the whole cap and all that stuff to worry about.
That's true.
The old days when there was no cap and you could just spend whatever you want, then yeah, you'd see a lot of action. But nowadays, it's like, I don't know. Everyone's too careful.
Yeah, no, you're probably right. Cap's it's really constraining, and it makes things a lot less fun. I thought there'd be something. Are you a little surprised that there's no reports of Jonathan Drouin being traded? Great. There is a Patrick O'Sullivan at TSN. He wrote a fantastic tweet. I guess Drouin has learned the hard way that the tail doesn't wag the dog. Brilliantly, almost. Yeah,
I'm not surprised at all. I mean, there's no pressure for that situation. There's no pressure. Yzerman can keep him as long as he wants because he doesn't cost a lot, and it's it's not the same as the Stamkos situation. There's no rush to deal Drouin. I think he probably wanted to get rid of him more just because to get rid of the headache.
Yeah, because Drouin's clearly a legend in his own mind.
He's a legend in the queue. He did really well in juniors, but it doesn't always translate to the NHL.
No, it doesn't. I'm talking about Alexei Kovalov, as good as he was and as talented as he was. But I think the thing with Drouin is I don't know how talented he is. I really, really, really wonder if he's and then if he has a Kovalchuk type attitude to boot, just because he was good in the juniors. Although let's face it, the Canadian juniors are probably the best indicator of how you're going to perform in the NHL.
Yeah, but I think you said it more. It's for Drew and for me, it's more about the attitude. Like I think he's got the skill, but he just wasn't ready to come in on the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah.
And I don't like why go to the AHL and play 25 minutes a game and get better. I mean, it's part of the being a pro, I guess.
It's beneath him. He's a legend in his own mind. I will repeat.
But the guy is frustrated because he's in a stacked team, so that's why maybe he thinks he's not in the NHL. And I think maybe a good comparable for him, I think he looks like David Perron.
In what sense?
The type of player he is. Maybe he has a better upside offensively, but I think he's going to look like him.
Okay. I don't know. I don't have a lot of... You have a bad attitude, any talent you have, really... That's in my opinion. I mean, it's why I don't consider Colby coming back to the NHL. It's why I think that's more important. I think that outweighs talent in a lot of sense, you know? And here's another thing that Druin probably doesn't realize. He ruined his own value by throwing a public fit.
Right.
So that's why more than likely he didn't go. Grand Slam 87, otherwise known as Jeff the Huffman, otherwise known as Miniature John Cena, otherwise known as Mr. Advocare. He says, well, another year and the Blues are actively are as active as mine and Matt's sex life. The only difference is that the Blues are in a position to go for it.
He's right, though.
He is right. Not a lot of moves. And I think, you know, now that I think about it, Jack's right. It's money. You can't move. You got to keep the cap. I mean, even I don't remember them doing that when I was a kid. The cap hit on so-and-so, how they'll, so, I mean, if the money's not there, you can't do anything, you know?
Yeah.
I think they should take the top NHL 16, be a GM mode guys, and take a look at them for future talent.
I just one final thing.
Sorry,
go ahead, French.
Go ahead.
Let's say one final thing about Drouin that just popped in my head. I saw a stat when this initial AHL story came out that he's played in the NHL this year. Something like 75% of his shifts or ice time was with Steve Stamkos. So if you can't make it work with Stamkos, then maybe there is a talent thing. So I might go back on that a little bit.
This is a guess on my part. I'm not saying this thing is. I really wonder. And I honestly, I think when guys act out like this, they're trying to compensate for something or hide something. If you're throwing a fit and everybody's seeing you throw a fit, they're not seeing you on the ice maybe expose some of your weaknesses. That's my feeling of the whole thing. New York Islanders trade Marc-Andre. Oh, God, help me with this. Clichet? Marc-Andre. Help me out, Frenchie.
Oh, Clich.
Marc-Andre Clich to Colorado. He goes to the Islanders from Colorado. And Taylor Beck, just a tiny trade, brought to you by Cap Friendly on Twitter. Cap Friendly on Twitter. And Pierre Pustinen. He's the best.
Oh, there's another one. It's a small one. Michael Keranen is going from Minnesota to Ottawa against Connor Allen. But I don't know the two guys.
It's okay. We're just getting the information out there. We're very professional, and you've done a spectacular job. Mike Commodore just tweeted, "Power moves don't work for work on Steve Yzerman. Mr. Steve Yzerman doesn't like that at all." Probably referencing Jonathan Drouin. I think everybody's trying to it's seeping into the NHL collective that Drouin didn't move. You know, it doesn't work.
Drouin, don't pack your shit.
But I wouldn't go as far to say, don't pack your shit.
He just needs to start playing.
I'm going. I'm gonna write that. Don't pack your shit. How do you spell his name, Drouin? D-R...
O-U...
O-U... I-N. I'm probably not the only one. I'm probably not the only one tweeting that one. I tweeted Mike Commodore with it. Don't pack your shit, Drouin. Am I the only one that tweeted this? No. So I'm the first one. Hopefully he'll like it. And I'll feel special. Mike Commodore. Hashtag pack your shit. Don't pack your shit. Drouin.
Mike Milbury, pack your shit.
Mike Milbury, pack your shit. Boy, I tell you something. I got Bama Fox. And she's become a little bit of it. She is obsessed with firing Mike Milbury. Absolutely obsessed with firing Mike Milbury. I got to be honest with you. As big a dope as he is, do you really want him to go?
No.
Matt Kazar, do you want him to go?
No, he's funny.
Yeah, he's great. He's good for business, as they say to Jack Malay. You said no. And want to elaborate?
No, that same thought popped in my head today. When I turned the TV on this morning, I saw Glenn Healy on TV, and I remember I saw a petition to get him removed from whatever CSN or whoever he works for.
Yeah.
Like a month ago, and I'm like, just if you take those people off TV, then you just get the same boring opinions over and over again.
Yeah.
Like those guys at least make it interesting.
Yeah, that's true, because I was listening to Greg Wyshynski on his podcast, and he's going on and on about how much Jeremy Roenick is wrong. He's so wrong. He's wrong about everything. He's always having to apologize. So what? Who cares? It's hockey. If he was wrong about, I don't know, major Wall Street investments that's losing people millions of dollars, you might have a point. But who cares? That's why, is Don Cherry right about everything, Frenchie Ben?
No, he's not.
No!
But he's good.
But he's good, and we love him.
Especially not names.
So I have to disagree with Bama Fox. Is Mike Milbury an asshole? Abso-fucking-lutely. Jim Benning, hashtag pack your shit from Mike Commodore. Does he work for an organization or something?
Jim Benning is the GM of Vancouver.
This is the greatest follow I ever had. He's been
I have
funny
the
before.
whole John Michael Lyles trade to Boston. They receive a 3rd rounder, a 5th rounder, and Anthony Camara.
Oh, good for him. Keeping you in touch with everything. Right here on the Shot from the Point official trade deadline show. Having lots of fun. And here's commercial.
Best deadline show on the internet.
The best deadline show on the internet. It's going to feed you commercials with 26 people in there. But let's go to the chat. K Sosa, happy Malay Monday. Hashtag don't pack your shit, Deb. Yes, file Milbury. I don't want him fired. He's Bill O'Reilly of hockey.
Deb also says Pierre needs to pack his shit.
Yeah, Pierre needs to pack it. Nick Gordon, damn it, Tim Murdy, no trades today. A lot of people saying that. But it's probably the cap. It's probably the cap.
Yeah, and parity.
Just consistent of fucking blue balls. What's his name? He goes, I wish I could have been reading. Apparently the chat's been very, very good, and I've been railing on. This has been really good stuff down here. Don't pack your shit. Yeah, well, don't pack your shit. I got a few retweets on that from people I didn't know. Yeah. I hope the man Mike Commodore himself might see it.
John Scott wasn't trade.
John Scott's laughing all the way to the bank. That movie deal. He's not. He's like, you know what? Maybe I don't have to become a engineer after all. I could sit on my dead ass and play NHL 16, go on speaking tours, and talk about beating people up. God.
And then watch my own movie.
And watch my own movie. Be like, my mother used to fly big celebrities like Celine Dion. And her favorite was, what's her face? Who made that movie Sparkle? I don't know celebrities too well. Mariah Carey.
Jennifer Lopez?
Mariah Carey. What made that was Jennifer Lopez? Mariah. Yeah, Mariah Carey. She made some horrible movie about herself too. And I guess my mom went over to help her, like, do you need anything, Miss Carey? And she was like, no. And the whole place was asleep. And she looked, I guess, the laptop or whatever she was watching her own movie. Fucking weirdo.
Do you know who's Kathy Griffin?
Yes, I sure do.
Yes.
She went. I don't like her, but she said she went to a Celine Dion concert.
Yeah.
And Celine Dion's like, this song is for all you children and all you parents out there. And then Kathy Griffin's like, well, isn't that everyone, you dumb bitch?
That's a funny ginger.
Yeah, she is pretty funny. I liked Kathy Griffin. She did a what was that poker player's name? The Jewish guy. He was too funny.
Steinberg. I'm just guessing.
Jewish poker player. What's his name? Mike Matusow. He did a date with Kathy Griffin, and it's on YouTube, and it's really, really funny to watch. And he has to tell it. She has to constantly tell him to stop staring at her boobs. It's really, really funny stuff. Yeah. Join Joe at Raw. Why would I join him at Raw? There's nothing to talk about. He's got plenty of sycophants to kiss his ass. He doesn't need me. Tell him how great he is. He knows how great he is. He doesn't need me. I wasn't too good at it when I was there. I guess I'd be really bad at it now. What else we got? Let's see. Puri needs to pack his shit. Everybody, Bill O'Reilly. Not coming up. Okay, we're in the half an hour spot. No big ones.
Oh, it's been a slow day.
The fuck, man! I need money.
We don't know yet. Stempniak was traded for what?
Stepniak, we don't know yet. That's we're trying to do. Twitter's trying to get to the bottom of it as we speak. I let Twitter do my work for me. Maybe Pure.
You could do the whole trade deadline on one tweet, 140 characters.
Yeah, you're right. The on a plane. That's a. I wish.
Tommy, I didn't hear your opinion on the Eric Stahl thing. Is it just you're not too excited about it?
No, I'm a Ranger fan. Why should I get excited about it?
Yeah.
I'm a realistic Ranger fan. Okay, I have lived through. Okay, these are the big trades that I was alive for. I'm gonna do them just about in order. Phil Esposito, Guy Lafleur, Mark Messier. All right, I'm gonna throw some other guys in there that nobody really remembers. Yari Curry. Wayne Gretzky, Eric Lindros, Pavel Bure. Anybody else I can think of? It wasn't until they stopped doing that shit and built a team from the bottom up. The Ryan Callahans, the McDonuts. Good move by Montreal there. You got to build a core like Chicago has.
Yeah. The Rangers always pick up guys like 5 years too late.
Yeah. The only difference is, here, let's keep it in mind. Let's give Stoll a little credit.
Except for Messier.
He's only 32. My Messier was about 30, 32, 31, 32, too. He just looked like he was 150 years old because he was bald. But here's the thing. Stoll's not through by a long shot. And you could say the fact that team is just so god-awful that could have infected his play. We've seen this with other players before. 32, he should be about ready to peak, to be perfectly honest with you. But, you get sucked up in a losing culture and a fiction mentally. Go to New York, you got a first-rate defense, first-rate goalie, players that really dig each other, as far as I know. I hope so. It could rejuvenate his career. I mean, we could it would not be completely unreasonable for Eric Staal to build his career back and end up on the All-Star game in the future. It's not unreasonable. He's only 32. Here's the thing. I've seen this before. I've seen going for the aging veteran
over and
before.
over.
Over and over and over again. It worked once! We had Phil Esposito and Pavel Bure and Yari Curry and Wayne Gretzky!
Well, Gretzky worked the first year. It was just after that it didn't really
No,
work
he
out.
worked all 3 years. That team sucked. And Messier and left, and late. And now they're talking about making him captain. The idea for Gretzky coming to the Rangers so he could be a role player, and he ended up being a leader because Messier got screwed. And by the way, they didn't talk for a couple years because Gretz felt screwed because he took an unbelievable pay cut so he could play with Mark. And remember, they went all to the Eastern Conference Final against Philadelphia that year. And Philadelphia, of course, went on and choked like Eric Lindros was famous for doing against the goddamn Detroit Red Wings. Getting revenge and avenging Chris Draper and all that other happy horse shit. And the Detroit Red Wings era had begun because they got their ass kissed at the Devils in '95. So, no, I've seen it before. Could it work? Yeah. But, I mean, look, he's not Phil Esposito. He's not Mark Messier. He's not Pavel Bure. He's not even Eric Lindros. He's a really good player. And it could have a positive impact. But out of all those players that I named, only one time did it work. And we're talking about a guy that's top 5, top 10 in scoring all time. Or the two out of the 10 guys that I named, Esposito and Messier. Mega legends. Greatest player of all time talk. So, I mean, no. Let's see. If it works, it works. I'm not saying it's not going to work, Ranger fans.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, I look at Twitter and I look at all my Ranger fans and I'm looking at them like, oh, it's in the bag. We're going to do great. You don't know that. You don't know that. I don't know. That's just the way I feel about it. Could be wrong. Hope I'm wrong. Love to be wrong.
They could surprise people.
Yeah.
They absolutely could.
Ambrose Stefan Matteau to Montreal for Smith-Pelly, according to Jericho Zenmark. Could you confirm that, Macazar? Macazar. Stefan
That's
Matteau.
true. I'm gonna be happy.
Stefan Matteau Jr.
Yeah.
Junior. High draft pick, Stefan Matteau, if I'm not mistaken.
That may be true because I just saw online that they benched Smith-Pelly.
Yeah.
And they put Mike Brown instead.
What's Galchenyuk gonna do for a chick slayer? Trade. Pierre Pustinen, I trust the Finnish news flash. Stefan Matteau to New Jersey for Devon Smith-Pelly.
I like this one.
Matteau's got potential.
Yeah. This is a good one.
Yeah, this is. Oh, okay. You happy? You happy, Habs fans?
They're never happy.
Yeah,
They're never happy.
Yuri Sekash was picked on the waivers by Arizona this week. Sekash is moving around all the place.
I like Sekash.
Yeah, okay. Well, these guys are. The first hour was almost like a Habs cry fest. You missed it, Jack. Yeah. Let's talk about.
I was going to ask about that.
But just before.
That's why I wanted to come on. I wanted to hear Frenchie Ben and Matt Kazar, whine in French about their Montreal Canadiens.
Wah.
Speaking of legends,
Matt doesn't speak French. I forgot.
Yeah, he does, but he does.
No, he doesn't. He's really bad.
He's really bad. Never happy, Terminator.
Va chier, Ben.
Thank you. Speaking of legends, today on February 29th, it's the birthday of Henry the Pocket Rocket Richard. He's 80 years old.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. I hope we can handle this. We're going to try to put Jake Link on. Jake, you're on the air.
Up?
What's up? You tell me. I already got 4 people in there, so you can just make this a regular phone call. I don't know if my bandwidth can handle it all. But what you got?
Okay, well, no, I don't know if you guys saw come over the wire. Lee Stempniak traded to Boston for 2 picks.
I could do you one better. Stefan Matteau to Montreal for Devon Smith-Pelly. I don't know who Galchenyuk's going to go slaying bitches with from now on. His partner in crime is gone. But,
wow. Yeah, I didn't hear about the Smith-Pelly thing. I guess they're just coming through now, just all the finalization. But honestly, just as a Devils fan, it seems like they're getting into tank mode, so to say, the ownership.
Yeah, that's what Malay said. That's what Malay said. I can't believe it. I really can't.
Stempniak was a big contributor for the whole entire season, and now and he was begging to stay. He did not want to leave.
It's so bizarre.
I know, it really is. It's this ownership. They're the same owners that own the Philadelphia 76ers. And the 76ers, they are letting it be known that they're in tank mode. So it makes me wonder, are they trying to do something like the movie Major League, just trying to make the team lose and then everyone loses interest and then they move them somewhere else?
Oh, you're getting a little scared, Jakey boy. That's quite a conspiracy theory. I got Alex Jones on the line. He wants to talk to you about that, but yeah.
I'm Alex Jones here of the NHL.
New Jersey Devils, pack your shit.
Yeah. Can't wait to be a fan of the Wisconsin Devils.
Maybe in Las Vegas. Samantha Panther. Stamkos going to Toronto. We haven't heard anything, and I wouldn't have been. All right, I'm going to ask Matt Kazar, and this is a yes or no question. Would you have been shocked if Stamkos had gotten traded? Yes or no, Matt?
Yes, absolutely.
Jack Malay, same question.
Yes.
Frenchie Ben, same question.
No.
No. Jake Link. What do you think? You think Stamkos had any chance of moving? I don't
think he did. I think he's definitely gonna test the free agent market.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't think because there's nothing out there that Florida could get for him.
Yeah. I just can't believe they went so far. I mean, look, we said this for months now. Stamkos wants out, and he wants to. I cannot believe that Yzerman didn't deal him, and I think Yzerman's fooling himself if he thinks he can sign him now. And then also, what do you think about Drouin not moving?
I'm a little shocked by that.
Yeah.
That's all you've been hearing about was him getting ready to go, packing his, pack your shit, Druin, but no, and nothing. I don't know. It's
that
I don't know
fucking
what's going on
Johnny
down there.
T just doxed me, that cocksucker. Ugh.
All right, guys. Well, just wanted to air my frustrations on my beloved New Jersey Devils.
Good. Now I'm pissed. All right. Talk to you later. Bye. That fucking prick. Thank you, Jake Link. Now, should I pussy out and block the guy? Yeah, I'm going to. Yeah, goodbye.
But what if it's John Tavares?
I know who it is. It's our buddy. It's our buddy. He's home from work. Fuck. That pisses me off. Can't have anything. I can't have anything private. I can't have anything to myself. Yeah. God help him if I find out that's him. He knows that, and I tell you something. You might all think I'm paranoid, but the guy has said things. He knows way too much. Way too much. And some of the things that he said were insider stuff that was only known between me and Dave. And he said some of those things there. It pisses me off. Pissed. Well, what are you going to do? I wanted to get in this game. And whatever. Fuck. Pissed me off. Yeah. Any comments?
Time for yoga?
Tommy C blocks people. Greg. Cheered me up. I really love all you guys. I do. I love you to death. God.
Way to go, Wyshynski.
Well, I mean, look, I wanted one private place in the internet for myself. You know? That's what I wanted. Yeah. It's not good that I actually have an actual name. I did this years ago on my Facebook account. So I wanted one place for myself where I could, be myself. But I guess we've gotten too big for that. But whatever. What are you going to do? Don't be a friend if I don't friend you back if I don't know you. I don't follow everybody back that follows me on Twitter because I don't know. I don't know when some fucking broad's going to hit in me and ask me to send her and fucking Harrison Mooney my ass, which I've been suspicious of in the past. So I don't want to get Harrison Mooney.
Success has a big price, Tommy C.
Yes. And I'm so successful. I'm going to insert a commercial right now. Insertion successful. Oh, that pisses me off. It makes me so mad.
Mateau has 3 career goals.
Yeah,
he's an all-star, huh?
Yeah.
He's another guy who has a character problem, like Drew Wynn.
Yeah, he is. I gotta take a break, and then we'll come back and finish. Do you guys want to take a break? Can you all be here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you guys are doing a super job, all of you. I'm very happy with this show. Tommy C blocks people, fucking Greg. I always had this because it does. Because Pure knows me, and he knows that drives me nuts. Like it drives me back shit crazy. Like I don't block absolutely everybody, but I got pictures of my kids up there and everything else. So, what are you gonna do? All right, I'll take your calls at the back. We're probably gonna do the last stretch. Take the last bit of information's out there. Big news: Druin goes nowhere. Stamkos goes nowhere. Bodker goes to Colorado. They're trying to hang on to their last spot. Stefan Mateau, he heads to Montreal for Smith Smelly, and what else? and that's pretty much a bit about it. Big stuff happened yesterday. Stahl for Stig. We'll be right back after no messages whatsoever. Fuck you, Greg. Whoa. What am I seeing? Something important? I think I'm seeing a conditional third from Amatime for Jamie McGinn? No.
Yep. Just happened.
No kidding.
You said against what?
Well, McKenzie said a conditional third could become a second.
Okay.
Jamie McGinn. Well,
and now we know what Stempniak was traded for. The Devils received a second rounder in 2017 and a fourth rounder in 2016.
This guy, Richard D. Coulter, who does follow me on Twitter, I'm sure he doesn't listen to me. But Yzerman decided not to deal Drouin just to be a dick. I'm sure he knows that for sure. This is the same guy that had a conspiracy theory about Patrick Kane and how the police were covering things up. Unfucking believable. Maybe there's nobody out there. Maybe he ruined his value. And what do you want him in Edmonton for, Richard? It's not like you don't have enough young guys fucking everything up there with their horrible locker room. Germinator on the phone, calling me from work. What's happening, buddy?
Man, I'm going to celebrate a great Stanley Cup this year.
Yes, in New York, hopefully.
In your dream.
Well,
man, you know what, Drouin?
My dream,
you know what?
You know what? My dream's 1 year shorter than yours. I got news for you, 1993.
You're 1 year, yeah. But you know what, Drouin? Let him cry at Mama's house, man. I mean, why bother with him? You don't want to play? Well, don't play. Don't play.
You know what? It's not being a dick. Probably couldn't move him. He hurt his value, Richard.
Yeah, exactly.
He hurt his
I don't
value.
want him with us, with Montreal. No, not at all. You don't want to play? Fuck you, man.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's what I say. What do you like? How do you feel about the Stefan Matteau move for Smith Smelly?
Well, I'm gonna keep searching for the Matteau records and just play it to me on my ears to make me smile. Matteau.
You like that? Is that your favorite thing? It's one of my favorite things. And,
but it was predictable that it will be a slow day. I mean, the big trade was last Saturday with Chicago. Man, God damn, they played their card even before that with the Canadian and the other player Andrew Ladd. I mean, that's it. That was enough to say, oh, okay, it's over now.
Yeah.
I mean, the Kings gonna do their best, but
I like the moves the Kings made. I like everything the Kings have done. Versteeg bringing in Scazzeri coming back, and they seem to be they look like they have a role for Scazzeri over there. And by the way, my dream that was 1 year shorter for you than it was for you sounded slightly like this.
Behind the net. Swings it in front. He's down. And the Rangers have one more hill to climb, baby. Bring out Vancouver. The Rangers are headed to the finals.
Howie Rose.
I love it, man. Yeah. I love it.
Current announcer for the Islanders, which is always funny to me.
Man, the dream series this year will be the Kings against Chicago. Part 2 of Lucic against Weeze. Oh, man, I would love to see that. I would stay up late for that.
Yeah, oh, God, yeah. Lucic and Weeze. What do you think of that, Jack Millay, big Kings fan? Are you looking forward to that little matchup? What's that?
It'd be exciting. I'm more worried about the Ducks, though, at this point. They've been
I would agree.
Extremely hot, and they just made some pretty big moves here at the deadline, too.
Yeah, they look like they're going for it. Looks like we got something from Pierre LeBrun. Ducks win 2 playoffs with the conditional. Jay McGinn. He can't hurt your team. They're going for it too. What did you think? I watched that game last night. I was actually happened to be up. Potential big playoff matchup between the Ducks and the Kings. Kings come up short. Is that a little concerning to you?
I don't know. The Ducks have been playing so well lately, and the Kings played the night before. In less than 24 hours, they got to go and play Anaheim, a very hot team. So I don't know. Corey Perry is a douche. We all know that.
Yeah, he was being just exceptionally douchey last night. Exceptionally douchey. Do you got anything else for us, bud?
Do you want to take the time to smash me, Tommy? It's the time. Matthew is there. Frenchie is there.
I don't know that you're wrong, but I know you're wrong. Look, I know you're wrong about praise for the right reason. Do I want to smash you? No, I don't like you too much.
Yeah, it's true. You didn't call in that one time.
Yeah, that's the thing. You missed your smashing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of missed your. What were you doing? Chasing some broad?
No, I was playing Diablo, I think.
That's the complete opposite of chasing a broad. That's keeping the broads away.
Yeah. It's like Raid Diablo for chicks, you know.
Yeah, that's it.
Don't worry, I do the same thing. H1Z1 stream coming on right after this. All right, Germ. Thanks for the call. Real good one, brother.
See you later.
Yeah. Good luck now. Hab's gonna need a lot more than luck. And I think we're gonna end this pretty soon. Any final thoughts, Matthew Kazar? Maybe final thoughts, unless something happens. Should I end this, or should I go?
He's yawning.
You tired? You want to go?
No.
You can go. I won't hold it against you. I mean,
No,
we got
I was
Malay.
just making a point. I was just making a point that it's been a pretty slow day.
Yeah. You're right.
And this is like Christmas for me. There just wasn't any presents.
No. Well, you got Stefan Matteau.
I'd rather step on my toe.
Oh, my God.
Johnny T's doing some recon on everybody.
Oh, my God, man. Hey, no reason to go after Matt.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Sorry, bud. Welcome to the wonderful world of the internet.
And now people can come visit me.
Yeah, you never know. Let's put Suron on.
This might help
Suron,
you get laid.
Suron of Washington, D.C., formerly of the Mother Russia. What's on your mind, bud?
The Capitals got Winnick, and we finally wasted Brooks Lake. That fucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like Winnick's going to help anything. I mean, his name isn't exactly what the Leafs are.
You guys are way ahead.
See what I did there?
You guys have to learn. You know, you should have learned a lesson. You guys should have learned a lesson last night. Just because you're way ahead, just because you're probably going to win the President's Trophy, you still have to deal with Big Red in Chicago. I think it's probably better that you lost. I think it's a lot better that you lost last night. So it's just kind of a warning. It's not going to be an easy climb just because the regular season's been, I don't want to call it a breeze, but definitely super successful. So we're gonna really see what the Caps are made of. The biggest weakness that they have is they don't have a lot of Stanley Cups experience. They have a lot of guys that haven't been in a clutch situation before, and I think. But that being said, I think everybody in this group can agree. What the hell are you doing? Taking up a rug? What's with you millennials? What are you doing right now?
Who, me?
No, your brother. Of course I'm talking about you.
I'm listening to you rambling about
then why do I hear that you're pulling up a rug and probably
like
putting
popcorn or something?
Yeah. What's going on?
I have hardwood floors.
Yeah, but what are you doing? What are you doing that I'm hearing?
Is that better? You told
whatever it was.
You said people should call them with headphones.
Yes, but I hear.
That's why you shouldn't buy skull candy, kids.
Yeah.
I think he was breathing Tommy.
Yeah, Matt knows. No, I mean, I didn't get to watch the game yesterday, but
I myself breathe.
From what I heard, there was like a bad offsides call or something or icing call, so that's why they lost.
It did make a difference. It was on 12 o'clock here.
I think the biggest issue of the Capitals is they're kind of afraid of the referees still kind of decide the outcome of their games. Like they can't really play against the refs that well. And I didn't get to watch the game because I was skiing and some fat fuck I ran into some fat fuck and he tried suing me. But
you ran into some fat guy?
I was trying to watch your show at the time, so the ski patroller was poking his pole at me so I couldn't hear.
What, in your ear?
I hope that wasn't a metaphor.
No, he was poking me with a ski pole.
Yeah.
So I couldn't hear because I was listening to you.
Yeah. I like when rich kids call in. Your parents want to invest in the show?
Invest.
Invest. No, if Matt Kazar made his own show, I'd invest in that because that had a lot more success than yours would. No, sorry, no. Matt, your part yesterday was great.
Unbelievable. Sir, good call.
Sack your shit, Sir Young.
Oh.
Jeff the Huffman.
I was gonna say you blew me up and I didn't even say a word.
Why not? Why not? Oh Jesus, that's pretty funny. Saran said something very mean.
Good old Saran kid.
Yeah, he's funny. Best
Maybe
in Mac Kazar.
Let him.
When speaking of Mac Kazar, when are you gonna do something? You know,
Do something about what?
I don't know. Your own channel.
Oh, because do something is pretty general.
All right,
I don't know.
Fucking become famous on YouTube, you nidnook. I don't know. That's
Soon. When I finish school, I'll do
All right,
it.
okay.
got some
Huffman,
ideas.
what's on your mind? What's on your mind, Huffman?
Not much. Just I was just listening to the show while I was up at the gym. Like
Yes,
always.
I figured. Yeah, I was the show at the gym. You guys don't know what you're doing. So how do you feel about today?
Yeah. Nothing happened. For very underwhelming.
Very underwhelming. Not much happened.
Especially from the Blues standpoint, which I made abundantly clear in the chat.
You know, it's funny. We're talking about what didn't happen. What didn't happen? Stamkos. What didn't happen? Druin. That seems to be a more interesting topic than what actually happened. What are your feelings on the Druin situation? Why he didn't get dealt, or not why, but how do you feel about Druin?
It shows that crying's not going to get your way all the time.
That's nice. It's nice to know that still happens. Saran sending me. Did I hurt your feelings? I don't have any. All right. I have
and he
an
doesn't
ego.
care about yours.
No, I don't care about your feelings, and I don't have any feelings. I have an ego. An ego. That's what I have to protect. Protect it. Steve Stamkos. I've been asking this. I actually had a feeling he might. I don't trust Yzerman. I had a feeling he might actually go, and I think the Bolts have a little bit of a problem now. What do you? I mean, do you expect him to be in on the Bolts come September?
Oh no, absolutely
No,
not.
he's gone. I don't know if he's going to
Absolutely not.
Toronto. I think he's going to go where they pay him, and he's
and where his career will die.
You know,
they're taking a gamble.
Yeah, I don't think it's a huge gamble. I mean, he can't hurt your team.
Because they could either trade him now and get something for him, or decide to not trade him and go through a playoff run.
Yeah,
because he's gonna help you in a playoff run.
Oh sure, sure, he can't hurt.
Yeah,
he didn't help him. He didn't help him last year.
No, he did other things away from the puck though. It wasn't like he was invisible, but he definitely couldn't put it in the net last year. I mean,
right.
McDonut with a broken leg seemed to shut him down. So what are you gonna do?
Is McDonut always broken?
What's that? Yeah, McDonald's
he
ankle
seems
is
to be
broken.
always injured.
Yeah, it does. Well, he's a big, tough defenseman. You could use a little of that.
Yeah,
but
he plays through it because he's a man.
He's a man. He's a man. Yeah. Well, you got Scott Gomez. Don't complain. And that's pretty much
good reason.
Well, not anymore. No, we released him months ago.
Yeah. Who? What do you mean you released who?
Gomez.
Was with the
Gomez. Oh, you did, yeah. But I was talking about.
Yeah,
I
think we released him once. Berglund. Maybe it was even before that.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I think I'm gonna move towards anything going on.
Oh no, when Stahli came back.
Yeah.
We got rid of Gomez.
Yeah, there's no reason
Guys,
to keep him. What's that?
There's a video of Devontae Smith-Pelly getting interviewed after the trade, and he's crying intensely.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Is that on Twitter?
I hope I got off the TVA, the French.
Why is he crying?
Channel.
But this must be really, I underestimate, because I have no feelings, how difficult this must be on the players. I just wouldn't give a fuck. I just I see it as because he's going away from his booty slayer, Galchenyuk.
I was gonna say maybe video surfaced of him watching awkwardly Galchenyuk bang his girlfriend or whoever.
Yeah, that surfaced.
Or his love.
Yeah. Matthew Barnaby, Yzerman held the hammer with Druin and let him know it. All right, I'm going to ask a poll question. Did Yzerman do this on purpose, just to be a prick? Matt Kazar.
No.
Jack Millay. Eisman do this on
No.
purpose just to be a Fred?
No. He
Frenchie
just couldn't
Ben.
find a good deal.
Frenchie Ben. Eisman do this.
Nobody's stubborn.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Okay. Jeff Huffman. Eisman do this on purpose?
With Druin, I'm saying absolutely not. I mean, who would want to take Druin
That's
after
what I
being
think.
a crybaby?
That's what I think. I mean, this dope on my Twitter feed. The reason
He
I
would be
follow him.
perfect for Edmonton.
Yeah. He would be perfect for Edmonton. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. All right, Jeff. I'm gonna. Susan wants to get in, and I'm gonna let him get in. All right. Thanks for the call, brother. Sorry that you. I don't know. You'll be fine. I don't know. Just toughen up. Learn how to win games, and if they don't make it this year, get rid of Hitchcock. That's what I say.
That's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Bacchus. Yeah. There you go. Let me put Mr. Souza on because he didn't get a call in. If you got a call in now.
He's a Bruins fan?
Yes, he's a Bruins fan, and he's from the hometown of Jack Eichel. Mr. Jack Eichel. You know. Kevin Souza, no, he's not on yet. He's not clicked in. Sometimes I'll call you back, so stay by your phone. He's probably getting goddamn Doritos or something. But I'm running out of steam here. And I basically put it this way. Michael Bodnaker got dealt, and, well, I guess you could put Chris Russell. Stars acquire Chris Russell for a shit ton of picks.
Yeah, they gave up a lot for him.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess he's not fitting in over there, and well, it's not the worst thing in the world. I'm really afraid to get off the air and something crazy happens, or already happened. Past tense. What are the odds of that? I don't know. But I can't
It's
do
been
this
over
all
an
day.
hour.
Yeah, man, I've been on the air for. I've been on the air for 3 hours now. Probably one of the longest podcasts ever. Yeah, I'm freaking done. Sousa, where are you? Kevin Sousa, Massachusetts. You there?
Yep.
Okay, what's on your mind, buddy?
Well, earlier we were talking about or you were talking about how young this Capitals team and how little playoff experience it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been seeing everywhere that, oh, look, Capitals 10 points ahead of everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Second place in the league, and they're 10 points ahead of him.
Mm-hmm.
And people are saying, oh, they're definitely going to win. And I'm like, have you not been paying attention to the NHL in the past decade? I mean,
Yeah, well, I mean, it's even before that. I mean, it's never.
Yeah, definitely.
The President's Trophy is not a guarantee slam dunk. You know, I'm more scared if the Blackhawks win the President's Trophy than I am if the Rangers win the President's Trophy.
Oh, well,
something like that because of the playoff experience. It's just like it's sort of a war concept. If you have a platoon that's seen more combat, you're more trusting in putting that platoon in harm's way than you are a platoon that hasn't seen combat. It's just really simple, human psychology. And the Caps don't have a plethora of guys. They have playoff experience. They don't have Stanley Cup experience.
Yeah.
They don't have Eastern Conference Final experience. So, and I do think that they need more seasoning, and this may be a situation, a lose-to-win situation for the Washington Capitals this year. You may see that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? That's my uncle used to say to me. What are you doing with yourself lately? Sitting around, fucking off from school, just watching hockey, aggravating the shit in your parents praying to God that you get a job inside of hockey media or something. Is that it?
No, definitely not.
What, do you get good grades?
Yeah.
Do you really? Well, all the kids that call here, I get good grades. Or are you just full of shit?
If I was, then I couldn't be on the hockey team for high school. Because if you're not an 80% or higher, you can't be on the team.
Really? And
Yeah.
where are you? Roughly where are you finishing up percentage wise?
I guess 85 to 95.
Good for you, kid.
Yeah.
Well,
in which position do you play?
Well, I play center.
Good stuff. We'll trade you for Brandon Puri.
We'll need one in Montreal in 5 years.
I wouldn't mind.
You want to play for the Habs in 5 years?
Honestly, I wouldn't care.
You got a good attitude, kid. I'd play for the Islanders and the Devils too. Believe me. Wouldn't hesitate. Even Jack Malay would play for the Sharks if he could. Right?
Oh, in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually want to talk. I want to get into that situation in a minute before we sign off.
By the way.
Yeah. All right. I want to get Roy on the air. I'm trying to get everybody in before I sign off because I'm being a good guy today and I care about people's feelings. Or actually, I'm feigning caring about people's feelings. I'm just, I don't want anybody to unsub. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Yeah, sure.
You're the best. You know that?
Oh,
get good grades. And,
my mom always tells me that.
She's biased.
Yeah, she's biased. Don't listen to her. Don't listen to her. Don't listen. No, you seem like a good kid. Everybody calls here as a good kid. And you know what? They're good kids from New Zealand to Finland to Massachusetts. And well, maybe not Washington, D.C. Talk to you later, Kev. Roy, please call back in. I can't call you back because of my situation, but please call in. I know you wanted to call in. All right. I want to hear this story. You make a crack last Monday about the teal sweaters of the San Jose Sharks on my show in the Crease, which is coming back tomorrow. And what happens? Like, you get death threats. If Jack Malay is ever in his San Jose, some Mexican's going to cut him. Or something like that. Like, so what happened? Like, it is continued into one of your podcasts, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Well, I didn't know about it until I saw your show, and I went back and saw some of the comments, and I thought I'd have some fun with it.
Yeah.
And then, during my show, I thought I'd do a little bit more explaining about the ridiculous Sharks logo. Just that whole organization's such a joke.
Oh, he's tripling down.
Yeah.
You really think it's a joke? The organization?
Well, look, it's a stupid logo.
Really?
They wear teal. Like I said, men don't wear teal. Strong, athletic men playing a rough sport don't wear teal. They don't wear teal.
No,
it's just it's stupid. And then their fans do this stupid shark chomp thing. It's just, and they have nothing to cheer about.
No,
it's all a bunch of stoned people in Northern California.
That's
all we got.
Well, here's the thing. Well, if I could defend them, and you're entitled to your opinion. Well, the Sharks fans say you're not entitled to your opinion, that you should die. But I think you're entitled. I've always thought that the teal is different. There's not really too many hockey jerseys on the planet, much less the NHL. I always thought it looked cool. I mean, I guess the logo's debatable, but what the hell do you want? A guppy? It's a shark. They're the Sharks. There's Sharks in Northern California. Like there's Devils in New Jersey. So I don't see your problem, Jack Malay, if I could defend the Sharks logo. I'm not going to defend the organization. That's for damn sure. Yeah.
No. It's an ugly logo. That's all I got.
That's all you got?
Something straight out of a cartoon.
Okay. Fuck you, Sharks fans.
But when I was on your show, I never said anything. I just said I don't like their logo.
But you know what the argument against you is? And Roy, stay on the line. We're going to talk to you for sure. The argument against you is your team is kind of with the possible exception of the Vancouver Canucks, have basically had the most hideous uniforms in history, and the only time that they're good is when they rip off the Raiders. That's the rap. I'm not saying I believe that. I think the Kings jersey of the Gretzky era were great, but the yellow jerseys are just like, they look like vomit and urine. When they wear they're the only jersey, with the possible exception of the fucking Canucks backwards jersey, that I just don't care to ever see again.
Well, I guess
even
when you win 2 cups,
even the old crown is a Queen's crown.
Yeah, it's the Queen's. Yeah, exactly. Well, you got 2 cups in kind of badass uniforms that are a tribute to the 80s Gretzky uniforms. The new ones, which are good, I admit. But they're kind of Raider-esque, don't you think? At least teal. Teal is kind of original for basically professional hockey in general.
For a women's league.
And you heard it here first. And my last question to you, Jack. Did you take any shit on your show when you did your podcast, when you explained yourself? Because I thought I saw some stuff there too.
Maybe a little bit, but I have a good time with it.
You got a good rapport.
I encourage all Sharks fans to come check me out.
Roy, in Florida, are you going to welcome Lee Stampanik to the Boston Bruins, being a big Bruins fan that you are?
No, I'm fucking pissed, dude.
Why? What do you think you were going to get? Who do you think you were going to get today?
It's fucking bullshit. There's no reason why we should have lost to fucking Tampa last night.
Yeah.
It's It's fucking over, dude. I put my fucking baseball hat on today.
It's over. You're third in the Atlantic. You're third in the Atlantic. What are you worried about? You're only 4 points out of first.
Shit we're gonna face in the playoffs. We're done. We're done.
We're done. From what I can see, I don't know. What would you face in the playoffs if you're going to play them now? Detroit, I guess. That'd be a slobber knocker. No, I can see you guys beating Detroit second round. Yeah, you're a second round exit. That's pretty good.
There's a better chance the place gets hit by lightning.
Second round exit. Are you going to stop calling me like you did last year? You got mad at me last year.
I'm gonna find somebody talking about baseball, man.
Yeah.
Pablo Sandoval, David Ortiz.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start following baseball.
You unsubbed me
That on
last
Dave
year.
does.
Yeah. You got to do Touch 'em All on Dave's channel. They do baseball, whole league, and I don't know if you know. Jeff the Huffman is a baseball encyclopedia. I think he loves hockey more. He knows much more about baseball than he does hockey. I think. You know, he's
Frankie
really.
Ben, you like baseball?
I did at the time when the Expos were there.
Yeah.
But since 2005, I don't follow.
Yeah. No baseball in Montreal.
Way.
No baseball. No baseball in Montreal.
I know Big Pappy David Ortiz.
Yeah. God. Nothing else happened. Can we safely say this is over?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Mike Commodore says, so to sum it up, and I mean this with the best of intentions for everyone involved, period. Okay, what's this next week going to be? I'm waiting with bated breath for my Commodore on Commies next tweet. Let's wait for my Commies next tweet. Do you got anything else, Roy?
No, beautiful in Florida.
Yeah, I know. Smoking weed?
Smoking weed.
Smoking weed? On the beach?
This morning.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you. I wish I could
It's a
smoke
rough
weed.
life.
Yeah, I wish I could smoke weed. Be great. I don't know why I can't. Oh, that's right. It's against the law. Fucking stupid. No, I want to sit around and smoke. If I ever get down there, where are you, in Tampa?
No, South Florida. I'm close to Miami, man.
How far are you from Clearwater?
Oh, hour. That's 3 or 4 hours.
Fuck. Well, I guess I'm not going to see you. I got a place.
Why? You're going to Clearwater?
I got a place in Clearwater. With all
Tommy, you fucking tell me, dude. I'll drive there.
Yeah. You get stoned. I have to tell my dad I gotta leave. I gotta leave the place and go somewhere. Where are you going? I'm gonna go fucking take over Scientology in Clearwater. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna offer free audits and try to pick up chicks. I want to grab these tin cups. I'm in Clearwater. I want to audit you.
Do you know anything about it? Have you been there before? There's nothing there.
Clearwater?
Okay.
It's fucking busy. It's like New Jersey, for Christ's sakes. It's all over the fucking place. I'm only too far from Disneyland, Disney World, or whatever the hell it's called. I don't mind it. Good fishing and a lot of weirdos. It's my kind of place. You know, I always like a good place where there's tens of thousands of cult members walking around. Good, nice, safe place to live. Yeah. That's my move. All right, Roy. I gotta get going.
All right, see ya.
All right. I think we're all done. I think we got everybody. I mean, fucking Pure is already tweeting about ghost ships and shit. Any final words, Macazar? I think we're done with this shit.
I think we're done.
Yeah, that's fun. Jack Malay?
Yeah.
Anything you want to say?
Blackhawks did a good job. I think they're the favorites now.
Yeah. Yeah, unless the Caps can learn for their loss. I actually like to see a Caps, not at the expense of my Rangers, but I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing a Caps Blackhawks final.
Actually,
I think they're better than.
What's that? You think they're better than what?
I think they're better than K. Sousa was leading them on to be.
I agree with that. I agree with that as well.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Matt?
I was gonna say final thing: Blackhawks, Colorado, and Panthers are winners.
Mm-hmm.
Then the losers are the Devils and
the Canadians.
Yeah, sure.
But they've been losing all year. You know
And
what I mean?
Eric Stahl is the best move.
Really? Eric Stahl?
Yeah.
You heard of Frenchie Ben? What about Versteeg? Delay? I think it's a strong move. I think it's a guy. He just strikes me as a guy that's gonna fit in over there. You know, he's not banging anybody's wife.
You'll like Eric Stahl with the Rangers.
I like Eric Stahl already. I think he's a good guy. I've been there before. You know what I'm saying?
You'll see.
All right. Hey, our regular hockey program, half-an-hour hockey program, comes back tomorrow in the Crease with Tommy C. It wasn't on today, but normally it's Monday through Thursday, Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check out In the Crease with Tommy C, the only YouTube daily hockey show that I'm aware of. Oh, wait a minute. Is Pele show daily? The Pele Eklund, is his show daily?
Every day of the week, yes.
Yeah? All right. Well, I don't know what he does. He gets 2-3 likes and has 700 people in there. I don't know how he pulls that off. I'd like to learn what he's doing. Maybe he bought a lot of phones. That's what I think. Pele.
Yeah, he's tech savvy.
He strikes me as tech savvy. That's actually... Like, how do you get 3 likes and have 700 people in there? It's like at least 100.
When you do a bad show, that's it.
Yeah, that's right. You can check me at Tommy C, at Tommy C SFTP on Twitter. I don't really do too much. Well, I occasionally write something amusing. Most of the time, I'm just attacking people and getting blocked. You can call me at Shot from the Point, one word. Add me to contact on Skype, 718-395-6660, 718-395-6660. You may call me anytime. If I am there to talk hockey with you offline, I'd be happy to do it. But I do it very rarely, I'll be honest with you. But you're more than welcome to call me. Shot from the Point Hockey on Google Plus and Facebook. If you sub, because it's the only way I can know. I usually follow you back on Google Plus, so if you're looking for an extra follower and say, hey, Tommy C follows me. If you're looking to do something like that, well, that's a good idea, because I usually eventually get you back. I check on everybody that subscribes, and you can also learn about shows and memes and all that other happy horse shit on Facebook. Make sure you like, sub, share. Show you care. You think that's clever? I don't think so. I just can't think of anything else to say.
It's cute.
It's cute. Sounds like a McDonald's commercial. That's what it sounds like. You know?
Let's pack our shit.
Yeah. I want to thank each and every one of you. Also, Jack Malay. Yes, that's one more thing. Jack Malay. He's on our front page of the Shot from the Point. He does the Jack Malay Hockey Show. I imagine he's going to be doing something right after this. Look for his videos. Very good, insightful, and funny, trollish videos over on the Jack Malay Hockey channel. You can catch Macazar right here with all his happy horse shit and his hijinks and the fact that he can't get laid. And he has his own song written by Kenny Morrison. And the great personality of Frenchie Ben. Always on things, paying attention, sending information. The great help of Frenchie Ben. Thank you. I'm Tommy C. This has been a Shot from the Point Live special. Nah, it's just a Shot from the Point special. The 2016 deadline is over. Nothing happened. And get out of my... I don't know. I'm done. See ya. Peace.